Oh, almost. Hello, ladies and
Forgot that we're
gentlemen.
dancing.
There you go.
It's fine. The countdown isn't as clear or as precise as you might think.
Oh, look,
Hello.
I'm actually dancing. Good job.
You're gonna dance and then you wait. We're caught up in the stream. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Deputized Delvers. I'm Uncommon. I'm joined by these 6 fantastic people who are here to jump in the world of Zezzap and continue where we left off on episode 4. So, say hello, pretty people.
Hello, pretty people.
Hello.
Hello, pretty people.
And they mean you, the audience, those watching, because only pretty people turn on this stream and watch the Deputy Delvers.
It's true.
If you don't think you're pretty and you're on this, you're watching us right now, you're wrong. You're beautiful. No, not beautiful. Pretty.
Accurate.
We're keeping
Pretty.
with pretty.
I mean, they're probably beautiful too, but they're
pro-
definitely
Oh,
pretty.
They're definitely pretty.
I totally can't read that username, but welcome. First streaming.
Mayokala.
Mayokalo.
Mayokalo. Mayokalo. Hello, hello. Here to hype
Who's
your
your
coworker.
Who's your coworker? Mayokalo, who are you?
Somebody's been breaking the first rule of Fight Club. Don't talk
It
about
was
Fight Club.
probably me.
The first rule of Fight Club and the first rule of D&D are complete inverses.
Are they? Don't
Yeah.
tell people. Well, it's good because that wasn't
Only
always
tell
the
people.
case.
Only talk about
About.
Only talk. Be that
I
person.
mean-
Yeah,
I might already be that person.
I tell all my coworkers about all my games.
do
It's
you-
my boy Josh.
Hey,
Josh.
welcome, Josh.
Josh, I have a gift for you.
I think I have a very, very, very important question because you said you tell all your D&D stories to people. D&D for me has been one of those games that it's very hard to get that excitement and energy and like good storytelling and then tell somebody about it like the next day. Like it's a really hard story to translate. How do you do it?
I just
Um,
talk about it.
I'm a natural
Um,
writer, so I don't know how to explain that.
Would you like me to send you the actual like book story format that I'm writing about our other campaign?
Of my
Because I
game?
literally have one.
Yeah, let's see it. I'm more like, hey, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, hey there, partner. Well, I played D&D, and it was really cool because the barbarian got a critical at a moment, and we all laughed, and it was hilarious. You should have been there. It's really one of those you should have been there moments.
It's usually me trying to like explain D&D to people and then telling them about things they do. Like people that I play with do is usually how it goes.
So I did similar over the last couple of years. I've been telling them I play D&D, but then I sprung a D&D game on them. Like it took time. You can't just show up to work and be like, hey guys, we're playing D&D today.
Didn't you take them out into a cabin in the woods?
That was the third time. It worked out so well. We played about once a year. They're a wacky bunch. They're all
Bless you.
special community army guys. So when you say there's a dungeon, they don't go in it. They build pits and traps outside, set ambushes, and try to draw people into them. And I'm like, just go in the dungeon. No, we're good.
That's where you have something outside chase them into the dungeon.
Something big and scary.
Something big and scary.
We
Spooky.
what do we have? The first game we also had great guy, very religious. Had to speak with his religious leaders to see if playing D&D with me was okay, to see if it was not a bad thing. But he would only
He
do
just plays
so.
a paladin and fights the demons, and he'll be perfect.
Well, he played a cleric, but he would only play a cleric for God, for the Christian God. So we rolled with that as he tried to preach to goblins and bless them. It was fun. You make room for people.
Yeah, I
I
let
like
people worship whatever gods they want in my world.
There you go.
So, like, if you want Thor to be your god, then go for it.
Can Thor just be my roommate? Because that seems more fun.
That does seem fun.
And Marvel Thor,
I
very
guess he
specifically.
technically could
I'm-
be, and you just wouldn't know it.
Oh,
I'd take either Thor.
is that like Jesus is my co-pilot, but Thor is my roommate?
Take the wheel.
I want both of those bumper stickers right next to each other.
I woke up in the morning and there was only one set of footprints because Thor carried me to bed after a banger.
Yep.
After a Christmas dinner went terribly wrong.
Fat Thor, though,
Or
right?
terribly right.
Recap. Spoopy is about to die. Got it.
Oh yeah, recap.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
recap.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fucked.
All right, yes. So,
And none of us know.
And none of us know.
Nope. You guys have absolutely no idea what's going on.
last time on the Deputy Delvers, the party landed in Ektoon's port. They got themselves locked down for a little bit. The captain went in and ended up being interrogated longer and longer. He wasn't returning. The ship nobody could leave the ship. When new party member, let me pull up my notes here. Beholder, friend of Finn's, an agent in the city, an agent who had given them their original mission, found a way to get them out, at least the party, the 5 party members, off the ship and into town so they could continue their mission. But as it turns out, the captain, Luscious, the captain who had taken them over the last month around the world and to this port, had been brought in for interrogation, detained near indefinitely for suspicion of espionage, and the party was faced with the decision to leave him there, end him, try to get him out. And there was a couple of missions where Finn, dressed up as a courier, went in and took paperwork. 2 trips in, 2 sets of paperwork, and they were able to come up and forge some transfer documents, maybe do a heist en route, get him transferred from the detention center to the capital city on the same train they'd be leaving on, and stage some kind of rescue. But over the course of the night, the city went on alert, and they started looking for these 2 messengers that had come in and stolen military documents. And the next day, when everybody wakes up, Gwenna stays back and spends time with her dog. Nibbles, Granny, Beholder, and Clay go book shopping. And Finn dons a 3rd disguise and attempts to deliver the forged letter. And
Can confirm, 3rd time is not the charm.
3rd time is not the charm. The city being on high alert, looking specifically for messengers, as she failed to talk her way through the gate, and is currently, as we unfold this scene, 4 guards are drawing weapons, and 1 is approaching with his hands out to apprehend, saying to himself and to the general people around him, "This must be one of them tricksy messengers like last night. We got to bring this one in." So Finn, since we left off with the cliffhanger here, we're going to go back to the party at the bookstore for a little bit.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding, totally kidding.
I mean, no, by all means. By all means.
What would you like to do?
I would like to see a map of this place, but I'm assuming you don't have one because you haven't pulled it up yet.
Unfortunately.
Can you please describe the area, buildings that are nearby, and specifically distances?
Okay, so noted a little bit before, we have this stone wall with a two large door gate. That's what you approached. The walls are approximately 10 feet high, and they extend to the left and to the right. There's a standoff distance of about a block between you and any buildings that you came from. The approach from town to the gate is kind of this wide open area. The city themselves, behind you, packed tight alleyways, 1 to 2 story buildings of different varieties. So in front of you, a wall, guards starting to get us around. Behind you, it's going to be about we'll call it 100 feet before you get to buildings.
Okay. And what are they doing? Currently, they're surrounding me, pulling weapons.
They're drawing weapons and surrounding you.
Alright, Finn is going to sigh and use a bonus action to disengage and run as far as she can. They can.
So you're a rogue, so you get dash and double dash. I'm thinking chase mechanics.
Disengage, movement, and action. So I can move 60, and then subsequent rounds I can move 90.
Sure, and we'll say you get the first 60 feet before this chase begins, and you're going to have a good bit of a head start. And with your rogue actions, you're not going to have a hard time creating distance. But once you've created the distance, what do you want to try to do?
I would like to find either a secluded alleyway or an easy way up a building that is going to be difficult for them to follow.
Okay. So
something that I can acrobatics up, not athletics up.
Okay. Acrobatics, not athletics. All right, so here's what we'll do. You can
parkour.
You can move on your second turn. You can move 60 feet and do a perception check for a really good chance to find a really good hiding spot. You can move 90 feet and make another perception check for lower odds of finding a good place. Or you can, we'll say that. Which one do you? How much time are you spending searching for a good spot?
I'm gonna do the 90 feet and just a search.
Okay, so go give me a D100 and a perception check.
Gross.
Okay. So as you start, you bolt, and as soon as you turn and start running, they're shouting. One of the gentlemen's, she's getting away, or he's getting away.
Currently he.
Get him! And a bell starts sounding on the other side of the wall, and you start sprinting back 60 feet, then 90 feet. You break through the standoff distance between the gate and the rest of the city, and you're looking to the left, you're looking to the right. You see an alley to your right. You see a door to the left. Not a lot of time to see signs or what kind of door or place of residence this is, or you could keep running.
Okay, and nothing going up that would be reasonable?
No, nothing with that check.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going, and the clothing I'm wearing, Finn would always be wearing layers because part of Finn's thing is changing quickly.
Sure.
Right? Finn would be preparing to remove garments as quickly as possible and just basically keep running and keep looking. And do I have at least a little familiarity of like the back streets based on just having been sneaky yesterday? At least a little bit.
A little bit. It was night, but a little bit, yeah. Okay.
Basically, I would like to try and turn down an alleyway that I'm at least familiar enough that I can not get stuck in a dead end.
Okay, so we're not going to re-roll your perception check, but give me another D100.
Okay.
Okay, so as you continue going down. Nice.
I'm just waiting for chat to follow it up here. Okay.
As you begin running down Actune's, I guess, main thoroughfare, you see immediately a turn in the street to the left, the thoroughfare bending harshly 9 degrees to the left, and then 3 alleyways to the right. All of them look promising. All of them look to have angles or lattices that you can climb up to rooftops.
Left.
Okay. You continue down the main thoroughfare, and it's the morning. The streets aren't particularly bustling, but people are moving around, and you have to move away. You have to maneuver around people a little bit. It's not such a straight sprint anymore as you pull deeper and deeper into the heart of the city. Give me another D100.
Okay, once I get around other people, I'm going to slow down a bit specifically so that I'm not blatantly obviously running.
Okay.
But like dodging through people.
Okay. All right. With a 94, you see even more options as the bells and the whistles behind you start ringing, your footsteps and people shouting. Give me a deception check for your halfway quasi blending in attempt.
Is this one of those advantage because of my shenanigans, or is this just a straight?
Just a straight. Okay.
Well, okay, 23, I guess. Fine.
Yeah, really good. You do it in such a way that the people who currently see you didn't see you sprinting. The people who did see you sprinting, you managed to weave through the crowds enough to vanish. And with that, if you'd like to shed your uniform, it falls off easily. And you find yourself at a brisk pace.
Yep, I would find if I can, with that check, find a reasonable spot to stash it, that I don't think they'll find it, then I will do that.
Okay. Yeah, you see a dumpster at the edge of a shop, right at the corner in an alley.
Okay. And have I broken line of sight with anybody who would be pursuing me by going into this alley?
Going into this alley breaks the sight, but as you enter the alley, you see them round the corner.
I'm gonna go up.
Okay. Give me an acrobatics check. Well, there's a difficult climb, but you do it with a lot of grace. You make very minimal noise. And stealthily enough that you don't hear any pursuers coming your direction. A couple even pass by the roof going down the main street. And you're kind of at that point now where they're running past you on the main street as you're on the roof.
Okay. I'm gonna shift into something distinctly different, probably like a dark-skinned but not drow elf.
Okay.
Like kind of a deep ruddy color, like
a beach elf.
Like a beach elf.
Like a good tan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm
Surfer
going
elf.
to are the buildings close enough that I can make my way from building to building, or is it just I'm on top of building?
So they can, some of them can be with effort, some easily, and some aren't meant to be walked on. From where you're at now, you could close 2 buildings to in one direction. You could jump 2 buildings one direction, 1 building in another, one heading back the way you just came, and 1 heading the way you were going.
Okay. I'm gonna stay put for a time. Keep an ear out. Not even like. I'm just gonna be real quiet and listen and see if anyone seems to be gathering around this building, shouting anything about this building.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Okay.
Look at all my rolls, guys.
You are knocking it out of the park with those
Intense.
20s.
My heart rate is currently at 143.
You get low, and you
Low.
slow your breathing, and you try to focus and listen. And you hear several footsteps continuing to run away from you. There's very clearly people right outside this roof shouting, describing your previous appearance. He went this way. He was wearing courier's outfit, had a bag, red hair. And people are moving into buildings, searching through the stores, the alleyways. And someone starts coming up the roof, the lattice that you just climbed.
Okay. Trying to decide what I would have on me. Let me check my inventory real quick. Because something small, such as a gaming set. Which gaming set do I own? Where's my inventory? There it is. Apparently I didn't put gaming set in my thing. I know I'm proficient, but I didn't. I have a dice. I have proficiency in dice, but I don't have dice. I probably pull out. Would it be reasonable to have like a water skin at this point?
Sure.
Okay. probably just kind of like sit back and lounge and drink water and kind of just chill, like I'm like nothing important is happening over here.
Okay. The guard, or the man in military fatigues, gets to the top of the roof, takes a look at you, and then takes a look around. He climbs to the top, and he excuses himself as he walks past you, and then peers over the side and says, the rooftops are clear, nothing up here, and he climbs back down.
I just let him do his thing.
Back to the rest of the group. The fourth bookstore. You hear this commotion right about now in the timeline, and the bells are ringing. There's whistles being blown. You see soldiers running through the main thoroughfare as you exit the bookstore.
We should probably get back.
Which cat?
I've kind of got my nose in these 2 books I just bought, so.
You don't give a shit.
What would y'all like to do? I can't hear Jamie if she's talking to us.
God darn it. All right.
Mute yourself.
I did, because I was eating.
She might have been going for a while too, because we weren't talking.
I am gonna walk out of the shop and look around.
Okay.
And make a comment in my accent. Hold on, let's see if I can think of the comment. Well, it's awfully noisy here. Is it always this noisy? Basically to the air. Hoping that my friends are behind me.
I like how
Yeah,
Exion's just
follow.
becoming Germany.
Yes, my accent for Ectwin is Germany.
So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna recommend we probably go back
To the safe house.
not say the safe house though.
Well,
She's not using her accent.
accent, no accent. This is why she had to have an accent.
As a guard stops and says, "What safe house?"
Oh, you know, it's the one with the big safe in it, and all of the gold.
All right, so you begin working your way back through the city.
Yep.
Okay. All right. You'll make it back to the safe house in a matter of minutes. The shop wasn't too far away, but what you do see is more of the same. While earlier it was high alert, now it's a hunt. And they seem to be looking for a ginger-haired, plain individual in courier's clothing. May have ditched the clothing by now, but definitely can't ditch ginger hair.
Nope, not possible.
Impossible.
So you get back to the safe house, and Gwenna, you see the 4 of your party members enter. Just about an hour after they departed, and as the door opens for the first time, you hear the bells and the shouting from outside.
Gwenna's not gonna like that too much. So as everyone's coming in, Gwenna's just kind of gonna shoot a look. Right, actually, who's walking in first? Is Granny walking in first? She's gonna shoot a look at Granny and be like, "What you do?
It wasn't me this time.
This guys, what
We
you
went to bookstore. I got a book. I won't read
You hit
it.
anyone
He's
with
going to
book?
read it. I didn't hit anyone with a book.
Then why noise?
Something about a red-headed courier.
When y'all left, Finn was a redheaded courier.
I think it might have been our friend. Has she been back? Has they been back?
No.
They're still looking for.
They
Yeah.
are still looking.
Finn's just on the roof.
Yeah, they're still looking for them. So I think whatever happened, they got away safely.
Maybe they went to the roof I was at.
Is it the same roof?
I would
Were you
probably not
asking?
recommend climbing roofs
Hey, boss,
right
is
now.
it the same roof?
It is not the same roof.
Welsh, do you think we should go and find Finn, or do you think Finn will find their way back here?
I think Finn will find their way back here as long as they manage to evade guards. And us going out looking isn't going to help them.
What if we went out and got a drink so that we could hear what is going on?
Well, we clay. We shape. New shape. What word?
We could do that.
That thing.
What thing? You might have to remember this word.
The turning into hold on. Word's hard.
Oh,
You're druids, right?
that wild shape.
That one.
Yes,
Shape wild shape.
we could do that.
But then you can't drink.
No, but we can see and hear and report.
You can see and hear without turning into animals as well. And then we could all go together to the inn and have a drink.
Slight change. How about at least one of us, and I'll vouch for it, I'll do it, stays here in case Finn comes back and needs to know where we all are.
Letters.
That sounds like a good plan. Oh. Do you think, Beholder?
Yes.
Do you think we should start going through things that we should maybe not have?
Well, before we leave, I was planning on destroying any evidence here.
You're very wise.
How many pubs or bars are in this town?
You've seen two. One you were at, I believe.
And there's one we've gone to before.
Yes, the one that Gwenna was cooking in.
Do you think she would think to look for us there? Sorry, they.
I'm pretty sure Finn will come back to the safe house once they ditch their pursuers. If that is what is going on.
So we probably. So somebody should probably stay here.
Probably. I do have some booze in the back if you guys want some. If drinks are really what you're looking for.
Well, it's not so much the drinks as the drinking out in public, so that I can eavesdrop. What do you think we should do?
I personally would like to wait here, not in public, with the high alert, since we are trying to keep a low profile.
How long should we sit here and wait?
Well, the train leaves tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
We should probably wait till this evening at least.
If they are looking for Finn, do you think that means that they failed at the mission they went on? Perhaps we should deal with that.
I was going to wait for Finn to return before, but if we haven't heard anything in a couple hours, I will probably. I might reach out to my contact and make sure that.
That is what I would do. Although time is sort of the essence now, especially if they are on high alert.
Well, if they're on high alert, and they're on high alert because of something Finn did, which we don't know.
They might not be questioning the prisoner right now, so it might buy us some time.
Totally my intention.
But also it might mean the mission failed.
Mm-hmm.
Because there wouldn't be any reason.
I'm assuming because we saw those wanted signs for the couriers from last night that they caught on to something last night. Probably the fact that the messages and documents that Finn managed to obtain never arrived at their intended destinations.
I'm just gonna say out of character real quick. I flipped a coin. When you guys first saw the things, I was like, shit, what is Finn gonna do? And I flipped a coin, and the coin was be a dumbass. So, congrats. Just so you know.
Well, did Finn vent with papers with the name of the captain? Did they not?
They went with the name of the High Paladin.
Benjamin Parker.
No, I
is
mean the papers that Finn went to deliver were transfer papers for the captain.
Yes.
If this mission failed, they will know that we were trying to get the captain. My thought is that they would be on higher alert and the captain would be in more trouble now than he was before.
That is a possibility.
With that, we'll take the scene back over to the rooftop, where the soldier, after 10 minutes of scanning the rooftops and the streets from his vantage point, climbs down. How long, or what do you do?
I would wait until the commotion is slightly less close.
Okay.
And then probably at some point find what is the most reasonable for an average person way to get down. Like, is there like a
sure.
the stairs thingy?
So there is no. This is just the rooftop. There are no stairs on it. The lattice was. There's a lattice. There's a like a drain pipe.
Door into the building.
No door. There's no rooftop access on this building, and the noise after the first 15 minutes only seems to get louder.
Okay.
More people start showing up. Looks like more.
Glad he didn't find you suspicious.
People were just.
Chilling.
Looks like more soldiers were deployed out to hunt for you.
Finn will make their way down a little intentionally clumsily, kind of slowly, trying to make it look like they're not super great at this. It's not like, oh crap, I'm falling, but like just, meticulous so as to not fall.
Okay.
Probably down the same direction that the guard went down.
Okay. Yep, same lattice you climbed up on, he climbs back down on, you climb down on. You see a couple people give you a glance, but it's not a second one as they continue on.
Okay. And I just kind of mosey out into the street and go about my day. Not say anything, not do anything in particular, just kind of wander. Probably go find a street vendor and browse their goods or something. Completely innocuous.
Okay. The first street vendor you're going to come across, go ahead and roll a D100 for me. Oh, messages.
Can we take a moment to
talk about
Nope,
how
we're
you're
not
rolling?
talking about it. We're not jinxing it. It didn't happen.
Man,
You
those
don't know
rolls have been
anything.
really high today. Oh,
No.
so high.
That was 7 out of 8 of my D20s were above a 20.
Right.
Oh, that's nice.
What you come across is a is a meat on a stick vendor.
Ooh, Finn is hungry. Finn has had a recent exercise.
It looks just about any kind of game meat you can think of is here, plus farm raised, and plus alligator.
Finn will try some alligator. Finn has not had alligator before.
Okay, it's good. He puts on a good like a sweet mustard sauce on it. The stick is a good thick stick, and the alligator chunk is large.
Cool.
You ends up costing you 2 copper for it.
Holy cow, that's so expensive. Yeah, I will, yeah, I
Okay.
will, just kind of mosey on, away, like, in a very roundabout sort of way, just kind of like window shopping until I get back to the area of the safe house, and then, probably at some point during the wandering, I would change again into something also very much not a red-headed courier.
Okay. Yeah. What do you change into this time?
Something fat.
A tabaxi.
A
My
fat
clothes don't
tabaxi.
change, so
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I can't be a tabaxi?
I didn't say that.
Is that what you said?
No, I said a fat tabaxi.
Oh, I could be gato gordo. I'm not gonna be gato gordo. Not in these clothes. I would probably just change into something still rather innocuous, but like a young female. I
Okay.
would turn into me.
Okay, so you turn back into the Finn everybody knows?
No, I turn into this.
Oh, you turn into yourself. Okay.
I turn into Spoopy.
In
All right.
real life.
Yeah, I turn into Spoopy
All right.
and just kind of make my way back.
You eventually
Minus
make your
the
way
rainbow
back
hair.
to the safe house. When she enters, a stranger opens the door to your safe house.
Hi guys.
Or not Finn.
Hey Nibbles. How you doing?
Better. Yes.
Granny will sigh a big sigh of relief.
So I
So that
take it your
didn't-
mission failed?
That didn't quite go as planned. They have a fancy new code that I'm not familiar with. Anyway, I had to stash the what's the word?
Outfit.
Uniform.
Military uniform.
I had to stash the uniform. Did I? The courier bag is very definitely like it looks like a courier bag, right? I would not have kept that with me. I would have stashed it with the. Well, I had to stash it all, but I'm here. Hi guys, how are you doing? Back to self.
Okay.
I'm glad that you are all right.
B, I think we are going to have to go with, well, plan B. You said you have some people who could get in and take care of our problem?
I should, yes. Let me inquire about it. And
Okay. Tell them to be extra careful given the fact that they're on high alert. Sorry. Turns out I run really fast, though.
yeah,
I like the idea that Finn is casually doing this while eating just like how you're eating.
well, since you set everything on high alert, do you have a little extra pocket change that I might be able to?
How much do you?
How much do you think I would need?
So, for something like this, quick, under this kind of alert, if you got a price of 300 gold, it would be cheap.
30 platinum.
Okay, so I will go out to make contact with my contact.
Okay. There's a particular meat stand on the
Is it the place where they?
main
Meat.
thoroughfare. Da-da-da. And there's a larger gentleman wearing a very grubby robe. It's splattered with, all the sauces and grease. He sees you approach in recognition. Flares in his eyes. And he says, "Hey, friend, welcome to the meat stand. Are you here for meat or are you here for meat?"
I'm here for meat.
Ooh, I like the way you accented the meat. It means work and the money. What's the Oh, you know what? He leans in. Maybe I use my indoor voice. And he starts putting meat on a stick and preparing it as if he's giving it to you. And he goes, what's the job?
There is a captain who has found himself in interrogations, and I need him silenced.
He looks to the left and the right, and how much does this have to do with the bells?
I think the bells are in the same area, but it's not directly, I don't think it can be directly connected to this person.
How quick do you need this done? Time is money, friend.
The sooner the better.
Sooner better. I mean, we talking next Wednesday? Are we talking tonight?
If it could be done today, that would be...
He takes a piece of chicken, puts it on a stick, adds the sauce, and hands it towards you, and says, "That will be $3.50."
I'll fiddle around, pull out the platinum that Finn gave me, and throw in an extra 100 gold.
Okay. He'll take it.
Make it even 400.
Even 400. He'll take it cleanly. He seems very good, very good at concealing the money. He takes it, pockets it away really quickly, and says, "Enjoy your day. Come back for more meat."
I'll hold the kebab up and nod at him, and then head on.
Okay. And he starts to, as you walk away, he starts to close up shop, fold up the wood planks on the side of it, and push the cart down the road.
I'll call over my shoulder. Can I get a receipt when my order comes in?
Nah. And he waves his hand at you.
Sorry, Luscious. I tried, man.
It was good. And with that, he's out of sight in a few moments.
Okay. Then I head back to the safe house.
Okay.
Eating a kebab.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's a real kebab. So yeah, you all kind of gather in. By this point, it's now midday. Spent the morning shopping, running around the city. The bells have stopped ringing, but there's still a general hustle now in the streets. You have until this time tomorrow. The train leaves. What would you like to do?
Finn will get back into Finn's usual finery.
Okay.
Is a little bummed with themselves. But, yeah.
Oh, maybe this will cheer you up, Finn. Look, I got these books.
Oh, excellent. What books are they?
There's one about underwater tech. Underwater, vehicles and stuff.
Interesting.
And then there's one about commerce that includes Merriwear. And I thought that might be useful for us to have. And Granny also got a book, and I don't remember what it was because
It was an atlas.
Oh, the atlas. It has all three of the places that we're from in it.
Which reminds me that maybe we should talk about this whole Merryweather thing. Maybe our Aquarian friend should be from the port town.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. What do you feel about that, Gwenna?
A little more comfortable there. If there's water, I better.
And it is large, and there's probably very many opportunities for baking there.
Guild good. I know Guild.
I mean, we're not actually going there.
Right, but it is more easy to sell live than you know things.
I'm not good at lying. I am not good at lying. I need things I'm familiar with, or bad things will happen.
That's fair.
This makes
I'm okay with that.
makes sense. Also, having thought about it, it makes more sense for me to be from the nowhere town anyway.
Oh,
I am definitely a bumpkin, so
Okay.
I'm not gonna argue.
Well,
with that.
I am very good with hammer, so mining town is perfect for me.
I think it fits.
What do we do with all this time we have before the train?
Brunch?
Is there what are the chances that we can find out in how much information was spilled by our captain before we leave? And would the military bar be a good place to start trying to look for that information?
It's up to you.
Beholder.
Probably in a couple hours, we could probably head out to just any of the bars. It doesn't really matter. I would probably recommend further away from the military district, but
Isn't this all military district?
There's a military quarter for sure. There's the base is part of the city, and the city has grown up around the base, supporting that and the port. So you could go deeper and farther away from the base. It's just the base and the port and your location are all centralized right here. It's a very large city.
Sounds like Bremerton. Well, I don't have a plan.
Anyone want to go shopping? I mean, you guys already went book shopping, but I'd like to take a look around.
I will go shopping.
Okay.
I'll tag along. I could use a little bit of the walking.
Excellent. And B, how are you feeling about shopping? You are.
wouldn't mind going out,
Oh, you're not.
seeing what's going on around town.
Excellent. Clay, Gwenna, shopping?
Shopping good.
Does anybody need to stay here?
Wouldn't suspect so. B,
We
if you're
shouldn't
talking-
have to.
All right, I'll go. Might find another bookstore.
Cool.
Is there anything that I need?
Yeah. So what would you like to look
Plate
for?
armor. Plate armor.
Plate armor.
Finn is looking for their usual item that they've been looking for from the beginning, the fancy clothes.
Okay.
So who's being whose bodyguard? Have we figured that out yet? Because we're supposed to each have a bodyguard and our charge.
I'm a bodyguard.
Yes. Who's your charge?
Actually, I have a recommendation if anyone would like to hear.
Of course.
Perhaps the barbarian and Granite and Gwenna as a group. Granite and Gwenna are already a pair, and then I just think that the barbarian and the grumpy paladin would work well together. And as Clay is to be more refined, perhaps I should be with him.
That sounds wise.
Okay.
So who am I being the bodyguard for? Because I'm coming. Oh,
Oh,
Of course.
And welcome to your last session of the campaign.
That's right. I was like, what the hell's going on here? All right.
I missed something. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Well, I mean, you could go with the two of them. Which one would you prefer? Perhaps Gwenna?
Do you
Gwenna,
like
how
the
do you feel
softy
about
who
that?
bakes No, I want her.
you would.
Yep.
You're just afraid that I will tell you what to do.
I want food. Some food sounds really good right now.
Oh, food.
Like our
How big is this kingdom on like race? Like, how big is race important to them?
In this place particularly, this would be the place where there would be, say, the most racial tension. But overall, there's not a lot of it in the world. Not a lot of segregation or until you start getting to like trolls, ogres. Elves are fine. Dwarves are fine.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Goblins?
Are goblins in wedding dresses fine?
Met with initial suspicion,
I've got my robes.
but
My
not
robes
initial
cover 'em.
aggression. The wedding dress particularly hurts.
Okay.
So, what did we? And what we'll do is we'll speed through some of this shopping. What are you looking for?
Finn's looking
Clay's just tagging along.
for
Clay's tagging along.
their fancy clothes.
Fancy clothes. Okay. You may spend unlimited amount of money on fancy clothes. You just tell me how much money you want to remove from your
That's
pocket,
dangerous.
and I'll tell you how many how nice the clothing is. And
15 platinum. Here's a shirt.
It's not a good shirt.
Specifically, the magic item I've been searching for that is the clothes that changes appearance. Is what I was looking for. Like I think it's called Glamour Weave.
go ahead and give me a Arcana check. We'll make that the search roll. Okay.
I want to use a point of inspiration because I still have it and I didn't use it in my run.
Do it.
I'd say, unfortunately, your point of inspiration in that case would be a 2.
Oh, you'll make
I
it
thought
the
that-
second roll.
Isn't the inspiration like a D10?
No.
No, it's a
advantage,
it's a
disadvantage.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't realize that's how it worked. Then I wouldn't.
That's fine. I understand what you're doing. You can reroll.
Okay.
I understand your intentions. Cave jockey with the boo. Welcome. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, as you look around town, there's not
Hi, Connor.
there's a limited supply of magical items in this town. You're not going to find anything weaponized. There's some basic craftsman swords, armor, and things like that. You do find knickknacks for like haversacks, the handy haversack, carry additional weight, things that would help everyday people accomplish everyday tasks. But unfortunately, no disguise cloaks.
Okay.
Who
I
else?
would like to pick up a dice gaming set.
Okay, you can do that for 5 copper.
I would like some plate armor.
All right, so plate armor is really expensive, but we'll do a plus or minus 100. So give me a D. Go ahead and give me a D200, and we'll pinpoint the price here.
Can you remind me the command that I have to type in for that?
/R
/R.
space 1D200. Awesome. 1,549 gold.
What does that come out to in platinum?
154 platinum and 9 gold.
Done.
I gave you that much gold. Wow.
300 platinum and 235 gold.
I did.
It's in my notes.
So you get yourself fitted with, and this takes the rest of the day for you, because it's not just, hey, that suit of armor is mine. They get the cloth, the chain, the plates, going through different pieces, making adjustments, getting a lot of the straps just right, and at the end of the evening, you have a fully fitted suit of plate mail, and just take note on how long it takes to take it on and off, because we'll deal with that when it matters. But yeah, congratulations, you now have an 18 armor class.
Oh, I already had an 18 armor class.
Plus whatever other pluses. You were sword and shield, right?
Hammer and shield.
Hammer and shield. Did you take the defense fighting style?
I don't remember. I'll have to look.
Okay. Well, now you have a 20. at least.
I just put it on the sheet and let the sheet tell me how it
That
works.
you're doing the right thing. D&D Beyond.
Pretty nice. I'm gonna invest in more arrows.
Okay. All right. Yep.
We will be right back.
Stock as many arrows as you'd like, and let me pull up all my basic prices for arrows. Plus, there is a quiver of fire arrows you stumble across if you'd like to purchase them.
How much?
100 gold for the bundle.
And it's
Of
a
20.
bundle of 20?
Bundle of 20.
And fire arrows are...
An extra d6 of fire on hit.
You know what? I think I will nab those as well.
Okay. And with that, they'll give you up to 4 bundles of regular arrows with it.
Okay.
As many as you want to carry there.
Are we tracking arrows?
I'm definitely tracking flame arrows.
Magic ones? Yeah.
Right. And I will start tracking ammunition and food when you're in situations where you definitely could not have recovered them. For example, if you were lost in the desert and shooting arrows every day, we would start tracking them. But
You have a homebrew
Alright.
for flame arrows, or do I just have to...
I'm just saying 1d6 extra damage on them,
Okay.
as is the spell. Flame arrows, which is what I pulled up.
I'm going to very quietly go purchase 2 bundles of regular old arrows.
Okay.
For my short bow.
Yeah, just call that a silver.
Okay.
Anybody else like to do some shopping?
Gwenna wants to find like an apothecary or something. She's hoping for nightshade or other herbs like that, but she's open to other things like that she can use.
Okay. So you're looking to make potions, you're looking to make healing kits. What are you looking for?
Gwenna's it's half and half. She's half looking for stuff to improve her baking,
Mm-hmm.
and she's half looking for stuff that she can use as like a distraction kind of thing. If she gets into trouble, because she doesn't like fighting,
Okay.
but she needs defense.
Give me a Arcana check, please.
Arcana.
Connor, the answer to your question is that the government is funding us.
If we go bankrupt, we just ask for more. It's fine.
They're also about to outlevel you, so that happened. And something like a third of the sessions, because we're on like, what, 14?
Session 5? Oh, we have 14.
Oh, yeah.
We're on
You tell 'em.
15.
15.
In fact, we might be heading into 16 tomorrow.
So with we might be.
I can't remember if it's 15 or 16 tomorrow.
Oh, right. All right, so with that, you're looking around. You managed to find a recipe for a potion of gaseous form.
Ooh.
The materials for the recipe cost 150 gold per potion and will take 2 hours to prepare. The recipe itself will cost you 300 gold.
Ugh. Okay, what is that? Well, that's platinum. Okay. Yeah, Gwen will go ahead and purchase that potion.
Okay.
Or the recipe.
All right, yep, 300 gold for the recipe. Would you like to buy the ingredients?
She wants to hold off on the ingredients, but she definitely wants the recipe.
Okay, all right.
Oh, what did you find, Gwenna?
A new recipe.
Let me see. I will look over shoulder. But by over shoulder, I mean under elbow. I'm a gnome. I can't look over anybody's shoulder.
Yeah, you see it's a...
I'm not going to be surprised when you do it.
It is a parchment that has been sealed well. Looks like it will hold up through water and some harsh conditions. Think of it like fantasy laminate. But it is the details on how to mix and make a potion of gaseous form. In the description, it turns the person who takes the potion into a gas cloud for a period of time, as is the gaseous form spell.
I may or may not have recently learned how to make fantasy laminate. It's totally wax. Melt wax into it.
Very thin wax. All right. Anything else you're looking for? You do find some cookware and kitchenware and stuff like that. You may spend as much money as you'd like on cooking kitchenware to increase the quality of your cooking.
I think she's okay with her cookware right now. She would like to find a bone for tuna.
Okay, absolutely. There are bones. There are many kinds of bones in the current herbalism shop you're at. Many different species of animals. Absolutely, couple copper for a big old dog bone.
All right. Gwyneth's specifically looking for a bone that's as big as tuna, so she'll do opposite.
Okay. Yeah. 2 copper.
Sweet.
And tuna does this thing where he's running around with this bone as large as he is, not aware of the width of the bone, so he's bumping into people, dropping the bone, barking at the person, picking up the bone, bumping into people, dropping the bone. This goes on for a little bit.
Did we get a good night's sleep last night? Can I remove this level of exhaustion?
Yes.
Thank you. And there it is.
Anybody looking for anything else?
I can't think of anything else.
During this time, did we come across any graveyards
Not in this part of the city.
or churches?
Definitely lots of churches of Ectune. At least 3. No mega churches. Just...
Are they also coffee shops?
I was about to ask.
What you find are...
In Neptune's territory, they're ammo shops.
What you find are a series of smaller churches. They two rows of pews, 10 deep, small place of worship for kind of a compact efficiency church.
Yep. Nothing screams to nipples. Gotcha.
Okay.
To answer your earlier question, I did take defense style fighting.
So 21 armor class.
Mm-hmm.
Hot.
Can't touch this.
No. All right. Oh, there's no more stuff.
Hey guys, how do I look in my new plate armor? Very thuggish, yeah?
Look excellent.
Clay, you are muted.
My bad. So I'm gonna wave my hands around. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna walk up to you and clank you on the shoulder and go, "Nice armor."
Right? I'm very impressed. It fits like a glove.
Big metal glove.
I wonder how long I can keep it shiny.
Is it shiny now?
Well, of course, it's brand new.
Oh, okay.
Although, I think it would be much better splattered in the blood of my enemies.
A couple people take the long way around you as you say that.
I'm glad we're friends.
Me too.
And as you all meet back up or finish your shopping, it is getting into the later part of the evening. Sun's down. People have long left their jobs. The streets are starting to bustle around a bit with people going back and forth between shops and bars and restaurants. What would you like to do with your night?
Is there anything we need to do to get ready for school tomorrow? For the train?
Snacks.
No, I think we have everything. We have our letters, our path tickets on the train, and all we have to do is bring ourselves to the train station tomorrow.
Okay.
Very well. Very well. I want to have a good time before we go to school because something tells me school will be taxing.
Are we arguing about armor class in the chat?
No. Why would we do that?
Oh, y'all are great. Okay, so then is everybody retiring for the night? Anything else you like to do before the night ends? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
All right, so what we're going to do then is we're going to take a short, we're going to take our midway break here. And then we'll kick off in the morning, and I think I finally get to the school. Maybe not. I don't know.
Does this school really exist?
Does it exist? Oh. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. See you after the break.
Oh, the cat just got comfortable. all I know.
Yes.
Oh,
And now they see it.
did you dance punch in the face? Like,
No, the weather's all weird and the inside of my
Oh,
nose is
no.
cracking and bleeding. So every now and then it's like you take a big breath in and everything goes.
I'm sorry, darling.
Ouch.
Hi, guys.
Hello there, cracking and
Hey.
Welcome
blistering.
to
and-
my life.
The body sucks, and it's mean to me sometimes.
Word.
Word. All right, so
Hey, Craig's girl. Bye, Craig's girl.
somebody
You're
showed
muted,
up.
Craig.
All right.
That was Barb.
Hello, Barb.
Hi, Barb.
Welcome to the show, briefly. So, the night goes, everybody gets one last night of sleep. You maybe spend a couple of hours. Oh, I'm hearing some...
Garble.
Make sure nobody's actually trying to say something. Cool. You spend the night resting, recuperating, destroying the safe house as you see fit. There is food, alcohol, clothing, basics, disguise kit, parchment, anything. Pack up anything you want out of that. But I'm assuming you're destroying the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's an oven that lets you do that, and by the time morning rolls and by the time everybody wakes up, it's more or less sanitized. Gwenna, you trying to reach out from the other side? Gwenna, hello.
If you're trying, you can type into the group chat,
Hmm.
and we'll be able to see.
Hello. Oh, that's from Spoopy.
I did see her video pop on for a second there.
It did. So from there, it's a short trip. Almost. She's here. Genesis are not meant for techno. Yeah, just keep trying, and we'll let you know when you break through. So, getting to the train station, easy enough. It's just a little deeper into the city. It's a large station, all things considered. There are 3 separate tracks and 2 platforms that service the station and a repair yard off to the side. It is the end of the line as far as the east to west train goes. Beholder, you'll know that this train runs from Merriware to here and then the capital, as it's 3 major stops. The train you're getting on is a direct shot to the capital. There are other trains that stop along the way at a couple places. These are one of the largest marvels of Ectoon's territory. These trains are this is the first engine. It runs on coal and steam, and is powered a little differently from our own original steam engines. There's a touch of magic that gets it going, while the coal and the steam maintain and reduce the need for a constant divine magical presence. And that's essentially Ectoon's train. It's very good at the transport of goods.
hybrid car.
What's that? Hybrid car.
Hybrid car.
It's what's helped keep Ectoon in the war. The ports on the left and the right get goods to the center really easily and get to the north and the south through the 4 major lines that run through. The south, of course, being the war front, the demilitarized zone. If you were kind of this North-South Korea portion of the standoff that is the territory of Ectoon and Loros. And the train station itself is made of stone, paved out, large pillars supporting canopies. Is a handful of people gather around. A very odd mix of people. The city itself has been, most of your common races. Your humans, your elves, your dwarves, the occasional oddity. But here, on this platform, and I need to go over to my notes, you see Sahagwin, 2 of them. You see a human woman with a zombified warrior standing next to her. You see the flicker of a shadow dancing around another tall, dark-skinned human. You see what is essentially you see a man, tall, light purple skin, kind of this black shroud, his flesh with barnacles attached in various places, with 2 tentacles extending from his jawline. Behind him, a large spider sits, phasing in and out of your vision of reality. You see it, it fades, it comes back, but it seems to be blinking around this one individual. You see a large Yanti. That's a half snake, half person, a woman in this very tribal garb with yellow tattoos weaving down her arm, accompanied by a kind of a half snake lizard beast of it's hard to describe, but bipedal lizard snake, large claws on the hand, green scaly skin, and a large protruding neck. As he hisses, he looks back and forth. There are, of course, several more the common folk. There's a couple humans, elves, sitting among the crowd, but this is probably the weirdest gathering of people you've ever seen. Even a small beholder floating over the shoulder of a drow. You have smaller, 4 tentacle eye stalks sticking out, looking around, scanning the crowd. A fish man off to the side of that with a slightly uglier fish man standing around him. You see these pairs of people that seem to come from these similar cultures. Go ahead. I can't hear you.
I need to stop eating on stream. Gwynna! Gwynna! What are they?
We can't hear you, darling.
The fish you recognize as a kuatoa.
You know what? Laptop, I don't like chicken either. How's that?
No, you're not breaking
I
through.
think you're gonna have to type it out.
Oh, she just froze.
I'm not sure the camera is gonna.
So would I know generally if they're like dangerous?
In this environment, at this place, you don't think you're in danger here. But all of these things, most of these things, are at some shape or form aggressive or evil or hostile when met in the real world. Sahagwins don't prohibit outsiders into their territory. They're very aggressive. Obviously, undead are a problem. This shadow is a deep magic, some kind of fiend. Same with the Sahagwin. The Yanti aren't particularly nice people either, and so forth and so on.
Interesting.
Oh, don't do that.
Can you hear me again?
I
Yes.
can.
Yeah.
It's a bit better.
Gwynna, it seems like your pet's a bit outmatched compared to all theirs.
You just call those pets?
Gwen will cover Tuna's ears and be like, you don't listen.
I'm
How dare
confused.
you?
Not pet or not pet? And I gesture at either Tuna and then the rest of everyone else.
Tuna friend.
Oh,
Good
okay.
friend.
So doesn't have to stack up against everyone else's pets. Gotcha.
Superior anyway.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna start moving around tokens because we are moving to token land soon, guys.
I'm excited.
Great.
Oh.
Battle Royale against all students. Bring it.
I was gonna say we haven't fought anything except each other yet.
Wait, you didn't have one fight? Didn't we have a fight the other day?
Hey, that's not true. I hit with an arrow.
There you go. An
Oh,
arrow.
that's right. We killed some jackalware.
Haha, there was a fight in the 5
Oh yeah.
sessions we've had. I forgot I gotta move a lot of things. Oh, these are so many tokens.
So are these arcane things?
I'm pretty sure they're their bodyguards, but I just want to call them pets.
You get the sense, yeah, bodyguards is the right thought here as you're looking around. Each of these seems to be, give me a religion check, everybody.
Cause yeah, they totally scream at me as pets because of all the different kinds. Like a beholder, the zombie was on chains or
I heard
leash or
puppy
whatever.
holder.
Oh, I do not apparently know anything about religion as a paladin.
Okay.
I realize my errors. I will get to religion in a second. There we are. Boom. I know all the religion.
But I got so many tokens down, I don't...
I don't think anyone heard that.
No, it was so bad. So with those checks, so Clay, Glitter, and Beholder, these are all priestess or priests, clerics, paladins, etc., from the very species that inhabit Ectune. Whether they be nobility selected and sent forward to train, or gifted, as 3 of you are attempting to disguise yourself at. This is the variety and spice of life that is Ectune's folk. And you asked earlier about the kind of the racial tensions. This is the diversity of Ectune's domain. But each of these, the more steps away you get from human, the hostilities are there. And just because this is not typically a nice place or a nice country, or, what am I thinking? You're probably not welcome into Sahagwin lands.
What is this, a hogman?
The Sahagwin is a standing fish person. There will be pictures soon.
Is it a reverse mermaid?
Oof, that would be like a fish at the top, but then human legs.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Are we talking like Cthulhu Fishmen?
I can. Where's my show? There's a show to players command in Roll20 for tokens, but I forget what it is. So what we'll do is the train ride relatively calm. Everybody ends up boarding the train in the next 30 minutes. They find space to sit, and everybody keeps a little separate. Anything you want to do for the train ride?
I'd like to order one of everything from the candy cart.
Did they have chocolate frogs by chance?
What's fan service? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, it's this message. Okay. No, there are no chocolate frogs, unfortunately. No trolley cart. It all seems very... The train itself is plain. As you get on it, there aren't individual rooms. They are these benches along the sides. Not in rows, but each side has a bench. More like a...
Like the inside of a military helicopter?
Yes.
So it's light rail.
Light rail. But everybody spreads out. There's enough room for everyone to spread out. Everybody keeps their space. They segregate themselves.
And is there different segment trolleys like between them?
There are 3.
Okay.
And there's a train. There's 3 seating segments, and a cargo in the back that sealed off. As you get on the train, you'll notice there are 2 guards in, not the military uniform you've been seeing, a more refined and upscale, heavily armored guards sitting at the back of the train, between the last of the guest. I would say that the guest cars, or the riding cars, the seat cars, and the cargo piece.
Well, guys, I gotta take a piss. I'll be back in a minute.
And I'm just gonna start walking down the train and just try to look and size up all the other groups and their pets, and just kind of get an idea the difference between how I should act and how the pets act.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, since we're asking, I'm gonna go ahead and find a battle map we haven't used, or we.
Also, I'm looking around for the captain to see if he made it on the train.
I don't think he did. They never received the letter.
I'm hoping.
Did
he
I
made it
ever
on
get
the
my
train.
receipt?
We'll say, would your safe house be something that
I think he would have known how to deliver a message to me if he
Drop
needed.
plates.
Okay, yeah, sure. You get your receipt. It is for 400. You find it the next day in the morning, slipped under the door of the safe house. And it is just a. There's no price. There's no name. It is a check mark on a piece of paper.
Cool.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
Check.
bring
He was there.
check. I'm gonna bring you over. I'm gonna continue sorting these, but this is just a random battle map, and I've just taken every token that I was previously using, and I'm gonna sort them out and pair them off for your own personal enjoyment. Let me zoom in so everybody can see the mesh of people. So
I think I almost recognized the art for one of those tokens.
it was this and the beholder. It was. See, now I gotta keep going. I gotta go back to my other notes.
Would it be a baby holder?
A baby holder. There's a name for it, but I like baby holder
Gazers?
better.
Holder.
Gazers,
Her-
I'm pretty sure.
So it'll be the person on the right, the bodyguard on the left.
Are those all official D&D
Yes.
images? Okay.
I shortcutted I took the shortcut on Roll20, bought the monster manual and a couple others, and they just drag tokens over rather than have to make them and sort through them. 4 hooks is.
Hey,
where
look,
you at,
there is a
Mara?
Murloc.
Hey, it's my token.
Where's Tobias?
I've got
Yeah,
one open ear.
Y'all are over here. Let me get you out of my way for now. Where's the Auntie Richard? What did Richard have? No, Richard was alone, and Eliva was alone. So yeah, essentially, that's your train running up and down the middle. You all can be left, right, or wherever you're sitting. Bodyguards on the outside. So if you look around, you can see the drow. It's got the actual name for this baby beholder is a spectator, excuse me. The shadow following the human woman. There's a young man with short hair, very similar. I'd say similar to mine. Very short military cut, and his bodyguard is a large yeti. You see 2 Sahagwins. You see the man with the he's a kraken person, but he's got the barnacles attached to his skin. He's got the face spider, kind of the whole gambit here. So, and Nibbles, you're walking up and down, and you're trying to see what a bodyguard does.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a insight check.
All right.
Does it go well?
I just want to hug him and squeeze him.
I hope it goes well.
Call him George.
Okay, so with a 14,
Or nibbles.
you see a variety of interactions here. The beholder is he's looking around defensively. Seems like there's a threat everywhere. The drow seems unconcerned, as if being on her guard is below her. You see the young man with the military haircut just leaning against his Yeti, sleeping. And the Yeti just seems equally, I'd say, unconcerned, just kind of sitting down, not sleeping, not aggressive, just being a lump. You see the two Sahagwins are just talking to each other quietly in their language. Anybody here speak?
Aquin?
I believe it is Sahagwin, actually. They just
They
get
have
their
their
own
own
language.
language?
They do.
Nope.
The Kraken Kraken person, I guess you should just the Kraken person, we'll call him.
Kraken?
I mean the name of the monster token is Kraken Priest, but there's just not I was looking for a race attached to it, so I could use that because the Kraken guy doesn't roll off the tongue as well. So
They usually just humanoids that have worship a kraken, basically.
yeah, we'll say the underwater dude.
Because that's not, 3 or 4 of them.
Right. Looks intense, and his face spider is a bit jittery, climbing up on the wall, climbing up on the ceiling, climbing down, and phasing around aggressively. And as you walk by and get close, it phases momentarily in your face and then backs up. The rest of them seem to be companions, calm. Even the Yanti and this
Not me.
this snake. Yeah, your body. But you're not calm. Go on.
I think she's trying. We just can't get it.
Oh, Jesse.
Enough times that offensive.
What?
For the most part, everybody segregated themselves up and down this train, leaving large gaps between them. Some of the bodyguard pets, whatever they are being aggressive and defensive, but for the most part, they're chill.
Yeah. I kind of just say to myself, I'm probably gonna regret this. I saunter over to the Yeti and give him like a little fist bump on his, whatever I can reach, his thigh.
Was it me
Hey.
again?
So what?
It was me again. Ignore me.
Aww.
Aw.
And what's the deal with you? Is this your first time here? Huh?
Give me a charisma check, just a flat charisma check. Let's see where you drop down on.
Skill, not skills. That's a good thing. It's a positive.
Okay. So you fist bump the knee of the Yeti. And you look at the Yeti and ask this question, or are you looking at the...
The
Okay.
Yeti. He's the bodyguard, right? That was the idea I got.
Yeah, you're right.
Nope, he's a druid.
He's the druid transform.
No, just a druid. Druid Yeti.
Druid Yeti. Ooh.
What's his wild shape do?
Ideas.
Turns into a small person.
Or a very vicious bear.
His wild shape is suckier than his regular shape.
But when you beat that bear, you watch out for the Yeti.
Oh, you scared me for a minute. Like, what bear am I beating? I hit the knee of a Yeti.
All right, so you hit the knee of the Yeti, and he grunts, looks down at you.
Yeah, tell me, what's your story? Are you new to this?
What language does Yeti speak languages? Actually, I should have thought about this, but no, they don't. He speaks Yeti. They have their own language too. Everything just has. Why don't Nibbles? You just need a language called Nibbles.
I have one of those. Nobody understands me.
Oh,
He will grunt, pat you on the head, pretty, not roughly, and then gently scoot you away.
Yep, now I really do have to use the bathroom. All right, bye.
Yeah, I say his paw was about the size of it engulfed your head.
Yeah.
When he did it, you could kind of feel that. If you had locked your knees in and tried to resist it, that would be a bad day.
Yeah, that was as much espionage as Nibbles can do. He is definitely going to the bathroom.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything for the duration of this train ride?
there would be a point where Finn basically does the same thing, not interacting with anybody, but
You're
learning.
picking that Yeti, aren't you?
I can't turn into a Yeti. No, I'm gonna basically learn everybody's, in case I need to become someone important.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Why not perception?
Because you
And
can
I'm
see
okay with
everything
insight.
pretty easy. All right, so with a 14 insight, you're looking around and trying to identify the important people. You're getting vibes of nobility from the Kraken priest, from the Sahagwin. You're unsure about Sleepy Yeti guy, and from the Drow.
I'm going to eavesdrop on anybody speaking that I can in languages common, elvish, gnomish, or undercommon.
Common, Elvish, Gnomish, or Undercommon. Oh, good languages. Give me a perception check.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. That did not go through. There, that's not very good.
Okay. There's nobody speaking any of those languages here. The Drow do speak Undercommon, but she is not conversing. The Sahagwins are speaking Sahagwin. Let me double check that, right? They also get their own language, yeah. Let's see, sleeping, not talking. Yep, just not a lot of people not talking. The only person who in that time talked was Nibbles.
I'm going to take a nap.
Okay. All right. What about anybody else? Anything else you want to try to do on the train? Cool.
Is there a prize under my seat?
There's not, unfortunately.
I'm going to turn to Finn and say, not loudly, but not sotto voce, just kind of a little louder than normal. I am so excited to be going off to college.
You wouldn't happen to speak any other languages than Common, would you?
I say yes in Draconic.
I don't know that one.
I also
Any
say
others?
yes in Sylvan. Darn. I'll say, do you understand Gnomish in Gnomish?
I do know that one.
Yes, I do.
Ah, very good.
Says the snoozing paladin. Excellent. Okay.
And I'll say something. I'll say I also speak Druidic and look back at Gwenna.
No, me. Yes.
That's
Wait.
all.
We heard that one.
When you say that in Druidic, the Yanti and the Kraken guy shoot an eye your way.
Yeah.
That's good to know. That's actually really good to know.
Did anybody in our group actually notice that, though?
I have a passive of 18 perception.
You notice
A
it.
passive
Pretty
16.
nice.
You notice it. 15 or above.
I'm pissing,
Yay
and
for expertise.
it wouldn't matter if I was there or taking a piss. It's the same for me.
Is it negative? Is it 7?
7.
Yes.
But 4 hours go by. This train picks up a great amount of speed. 4 or 5 times the speed of our steam engines, as it just accelerates and accelerates and accelerates. And then it spends the last 30 minutes deaccelerating as you feel kind of your gut lurching forward for an entire 30-minute period as it pulls in and around this large walled city. The 10-foot walls that were the military district are dwarfed now by the 25-foot walls of elegant red stone that work their way up to even taller battlements and towers that encircle everything that is the capital city. It took you minutes for the train to get out of Steelport. It takes you twice as long to find your way into the center of the capital city, where the train stops, and as the people begin to get off. Oh, that I didn't want to move you. Wrong one. You get to stay here. I need to click it, not move you. A large figure in dark, intricate, ornate armor.
Beard umbrella.
Big beard umbrella. Just this Gandalf, not Gandalf. Hagrid. I was thinking Dumbledore. This Dumbledore is much more intimidating. But essentially a large suit of armor with deep glowing eyes steps, meets you as you all begin to flood out, and in your minds you hear the words echo, this way, and he begins to walk away out of the station, and the mass of the crowd begins to follow him.
I whispered to Finn, did you hear that?
I did. You're not familiar with telepathy. Apparently not.
I do not know this word.
Oh, you're going to enjoy going to school.
Oh, good. Enjoy, right? Or enjoy.
Both.
Can you enjoy?
I think that I will be having a wonderful time, says the sleeping gnome.
Yeah, wonderful time. And I just look up at all the bigger creatures that are pets defending their masters.
Yes, that's your yep. That's your competition? I don't know.
I don't think you need to worry about it.
It's only one street down from the station when this dark suit of armor starts to descend down some stairs. They start off wide, almost like a subway entrance, and then begin to spiral down into the earth, closing, and the walls closing in and tightening into a very tight spiral, and you walk. And you walk the equivalent of 10 stories down before the path opens back up again, and you find yourself in a courtyard lined with statues and fountains on the far end. Now you're gonna have to zoom out of this map, scroll down and to the right. So I'm gonna bring the audience
And up and to the right?
down and to the right, not quite the middle, but the far right the middle right, mostly right.
Okay.
Hey, there we are.
There you are. As what can you say? Okay. As the plated individual leads you down to this courtyard, stops, turns around, and waits as the rush of students begin to flood in, almost naturally semicircling around him, as he looks over this this year's freshman, I guess is what we'll call you. And he says, "Welcome to the academy." The voice again booms in your head, no vocal noises coming out of his frame. I am Headmaster Chrolome. I have been headmaster for 150 years. You are my 151st class. Before that, I was head paladin of Vectoon. And I taught into my retirement for 40 years after that, before rising to headmaster. Welcome to the seminary.
What was his name?
Lord
Crowan.
Crowan. That is... Yeah, that's Lord Crowan. He takes a few steps and turns around and he says, when you graduate, you are indentured for a number of years of service based on your performance. If you graduate, if you survive. Wander the halls at night, you are unlikely to survive. It is against the rules to kill other students, to interfere with classes, and to cause general misbehavior. Follow the rules, and you will excel. You are the best hand-selected people in the kingdom. Vectoon's light shines on you strongly. He stops for a moment and seems to take in each of the students, scanning heads to the left and to the right. And he starts to call each of you, each of the people in the room, by name. He starts with Durant Crowan, and the gentleman who was sleeping against the Yeti walks to the front, and Lord Crowan hands him a slip of paper. Durant will take a look at it and then shift off to the side and look over it. He reads off Sally Sahagwin. And the Sahagwin moves forward, takes a slip of paper, and steps off, her bodyguard following. What name did we decide on for Granny?
I don't remember. Hold on.
Did you guys have code names?
I don't
I
think
mean,
I think we started to make them and then
Yeah, this
decided
is
that
a-
we were gonna keep our regular names.
All right.
yeah, the papers we received had the regular names specifically because it's simpler.
That's
It
right.
might come back to haunt us in the end, but that was what it was.
He'll say, Granite Jade Blue Moon.
I will march my gnomish butt up there with pep in my step.
I'm going to go ahead and just share your schedule with everyone. And he hands you a slip of paper. On it is a room number with your name, room assignment, and then a 5-day class schedule. And then he calls... let's see, I'm going to move you out of the way so I can keep track of tokens. Gwenna Gantry.
Yeah. Walk forward.
Okay.
Kind of tune it down to her bag.
Okay. Hands you a room assignment and a schedule as well. And then we'll call out Tobias, and the fish man, the reverse mermaid, as we talked earlier, walks up. Boop. Not quite a Murloc.
Tobias Fishman.
He's the ugly one.
Totally how I'm putting that into my notes. In parentheses, the ugly one.
Who is the bodyguard for Granite?
I believe we said that was going to be Beholder because Nibbles wants to be with Gwenna.
Okay, so we'll move Beholder.
Gwenna's gonna feed me all the time.
Nibbles, Gwenna.
You will get fat, and then you will not be a good bodyguard.
Incorrect. I don't get fat. I work harder.
Be a shield wall.
He will be a cheesecake wall, is what he will be.
Cheesecake.
That's good. He calls up Richard Doyle, and this one has no bodyguard. This is a tall, long, blonde-haired individual. He's got a lute on his back. And he will walk up,
I wonder
grab
what he
his
is.
thing. They'll call up Clay.
All right. I will confidently glide up to take my paper.
Again,
Finn
it
follows.
has a room number and a class schedule. Same class schedule for all three of you. And then one by one, the rest of the names are River. River being the Snake Lady. Varhulis being Varhalis being the Kraken Man. Constantine being the woman with the shadow. And Vicky being the drow with the specter. Alava being the human woman with the undead. And where's Sally? I miss Sally. Sahagwin's over here, bodyguard. All right. And one by one, each of the students takes their instructions, their schedule, and their class assignment. And once everybody's done and the class is kind of gaggled around the main hall, he says, "Do not lose these papers. They are imbued and will direct you where you need to go. Simply hold the paper up, state the class you are attending, and a line will appear on the floor and lead you where you want to go. Do not stray from your line, especially until you know the area. There is meals are taken in the tavern behind this wall. Follow the hallway to your left, around to the right again to get there. The graveyard is to your right," and he points over here in this direction, "where you can look at all the students who have made past mistakes." To the south. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm trying to make notes and you're going real fast. So Durant Crown. Oh, so first of all, the headmaster's name is Lord Crowan.
Yes.
I.e. dad of Durant Crowan, or uncle or grandfather or some sort of. Is that the same name?
It is the
I
same
can't
last
hear.
name. Correct.
Same last name. Okay, so Durant Crowan, and he has a Yeti. Sally Sahagwin.
Sally
He has a
Sahagwin.
Yeti.
Sahagwin.
Mm-hmm.
Has a how words. I'm gonna learn how to say that, but not right now.
Yeah, it's fine.
We've got Granite and B. We've got Gwenna and Nibbles. We got Clay and myself. Tobias the Fishman has a what? Bodyguard?
So Tobias has a different kind of fishman, essentially. It's a sea spawn. I don't know if you ever see the movie like that comes from the deep or something like that, one of those old horror films.
Okay.
But the reverse mermaid is the big ugly purple fish. That's Tobias.
Okay.
Right there.
River the Snake Lady has another snake, or has the lizard.
Where's my snake woman?
Snake lizard.
I'm losing. There's wait. I'll be glad when we're not doing this giant, this giant room of tokens. Where is my Yanti token? Yes, River has the Yanti. River's the Yanti and has the Yanti Broodguard.
Snake lizard brood guard.
Yep.
Kraken Varhalis.
I'm printing out my class schedule.
Valhalis. Yep.
Valhalis has what bodyguard?
That's the Beholder, the Spectre. No, wait. Nope. That's the Face Spider. Big spider.
Oh.
Valhalis, big spider.
Spider. Constantine has the Shadow. Vicky the Drow has the Spider?
That's the Spectre. Yep. Vicky Drow and Spectre.
Spectre and Spider.
Tammy is alone.
With her loot.
No, that's
Tammy?
Richard.
Oh, there's 2 people that are alone?
There is. I hadn't mentioned Tammy yet.
Okay. I'm taking notes. I will touch base with you later just to see if I got them all. But
Sure.
Good.
No worries. We can sort that out easily. And he explains further that if you just say the destination of where you want to go at your class schedule, it will work for all locations. It'll take you back and forth to the bathrooms, to the showers, back to your rooms. It'll take you to the classes you're looking to go to, et cetera, et cetera. And as he says that, the stairwell that you came in rotates around, and the entrance is closed by a wall of stone. And he says, but there is no leaving. Welcome to Ectune Seminary. And with that, he starts to walk away. And the rest of the students begin to disperse one at a time, talking into their paper. They seem to see a line that you don't see, and that starts leading them away from you.
Where do I put my things? I will say to my paper.
Okay. Like, who are you shouting at right now? Let's get this. Let's go.
Headmaster, come back.
And a line, you'll see a line, a yellow line begin to stretch around and work its way through the building. And I'm going to draw you a line right now. We're just going to do that. Your line will lead you, where are you at? Over here. As it appears on the floor in front of you. And a lot of this map is going to be token exploration.
I'm really excited about this, guys. We finally made it to Hogwarts. Complete with moving staircases and danger, and I will love it. So.
And I chose to bodyguard the Hufflepuff.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, this room specifically, you see, let's see, statues, fountains, benches, and hedges growing indoors. So, what is everybody doing as people begin to...
I'm going to ask my slip of paper where my room is and see if it's the same line.
Okay, so you can't see her line. But you will see a red line.
I did see her line.
You did before, but now you don't.
Well, wait.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't see her line. You will on the screen, because I can only do so many lines. But your line will start to... Oh, I don't need to do that. It goes out the door and around. And I'm drawing a very bad line all the way to your room right now.
Okay.
That you feel free to follow.
I'm going to follow this line.
I will follow Master Moore.
Okay. As the...
Oh, I have 2 tokens. I'm sorry.
I'll delete one if you do.
No, I actually grabbed an extra one.
I think I just gave all of you, yeah. Go ahead.
So are we splitting into twos?
We would be at this point, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to, follow the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feel free to follow the red line.
Is Nibbits coming along with it?
I sit here and stare at my NPC.
Oh, rude.
Okay. I'll go with Granny.
Okay. I'll redraw Granny's line for her. Because it does go out of her current vision.
I'm confused about this red line.
Where is it? It goes.
It goes
here?
up. It goes.
I'm going
over
this
and
way.
up.
Okay.
Yeah. And I need to. Not that. I need to delete some of your doors so you can go into them. Token exploration. Oh, don't break the wall, just the door.
Coming along, Granny.
I have no vision up here. I don't have vision of my own, it would appear.
Oh, yeah. So,
I've also lost my token in the dark.
So here's the wonderful thing about this. There's no natural light. As you begin to walk the hallways, you see that there are these flying, flaming skulls illuminating large portions of the corridor. But anything they're not lighting up is dark. And as soon as you get to the dark, you can't see anymore.
So
Oh,
I'm
so like
gonna send
magical
you.
dark?
Where you're underground, there's just no dark. There's just no light.
Okay, just making sure, because I have dark vision, so.
You have dark vision. So you can see. Your token should be set up for dark vision.
Not really.
Yeah.
All right, let me fix nibbles.
Boss, I'm gonna send you a snip. I'm gonna put it in the group 1.
Sure.
That
Yeah,
is what
yeah,
my
so-
character's sight is right now. I have no near sight. I'm only farsighted.
You have no near sight. Well, does your character have any dark vision?
No. What
So
I
it's-
mean is, if you look at the picture,
Mhm.
right next to me is completely dark. Everything far away from me is light.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
other
'cause
characters'
you
visions.
see everybody's vision, not just your own.
Can you see me up above, dancing around?
I'm not zoomed that far.
Uh-oh.
I can see, yeah, I can see other people's vision light, but when my character moves into the darkness, I'm just in the darkness.
Right. So you don't have any vision. You don't have any dark vision, but they do. But everybody can see everybody else's token, and everything that their token can see, you can see.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
kind of, but you said that as we're walking, the lights are coming on?
No. There are skulls illuminating portions of the hallway, but not all the portions. So
Oh.
Dark
Okay.
areas. There's dark areas.
if
Okay,
you don't
I
bring a torch,
misunderstood.
or if you don't have dark vision, you won't have any vision in these
Oh, wait.
corridors.
Can't I? Hang on.
You can do lots of things. What do you want to do?
I can't do a thing. Maybe.
Still muted. I would like to have walked past Durant, like as I was going along my line, because it crossed in front of him a little bit. I would like to go the long way around the shrub to have made sure that I passed close by to get a good look at him,
At Durant,
at Durant.
as you
Big
walk
Durant
by.
or Little Durant? Well,
Oh yeah, which Durant? You're right.
The one with the Yeti.
Okay. As you get to your room and you follow him, he's your neighbor.
Oh,
huh.
that was my second question. I was gonna be like, do I see which direction he went?
To the left or right?
I'm gonna go ahead and
To
drip
her
her
right.
the torch
Okay.
so Finn can see.
My Gwynna wants to say where bed to the paper.
Oh, okay, got it. So I'm gonna draw Gwynna's line now, and this one's going to be in. We need a new color, green. And this
Very- you want
is.
a color?
Where's my vision at right now? What level? Okay. Come on, paint. There we go. And this one will go all the way around. It merges with the red line, so I'll have you follow the red line for a bit. And then it'll break off.
She says she tried to open Roll20 and now everything is dying, so she probably can't actually see what you're doing unless you watch this in stream.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
It's our Roll20
We
is
believe at you.
it's chonking for me too. It
A
absolutely
lot
is.
going on.
So
Oh,
do I go
there's so
straight or
much.
diagonal?
You go follow the red line,
Fine,
straight,
I know I'm
and
okay.
then
Straight.
up.
So random question: Do the bodyguards have their own rooms, or do they?
They do not.
Okay.
They only handed schedules and room assignments to the students.
Okay.
Did I do that right?
Is there a bodyguard check-in?
Walking past Durant, would I have gotten any
Wait,
impressions of his personality or attitude?
Give me a second to finish their green line because it cut off.
why?
Now they're in our room.
Why am I in their room? You said to go up with the red line.
Right. It breaks off again, and it breaks off.
Oh, again?
Well, yeah. Well, I merged it, so I didn't draw the whole hallway.
Yeah, but
And
where's
then I
it break
need-
off again?
Right there. You see the green?
No,
do you
like-
not see the green line?
There's a
Oh,
green
I'm
line
green?
right here.
You didn't tell me I'm green. You just said it branches off from the red.
Got it. Let me go ahead and break your door down so you can get in there because that's how this works.
That's really cool that you can do that. I'm not gonna lie.
I unlock.
There you go. I'm just gonna leave those. The whole the door thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, D&D Beyond's vision is great. Of course, for the stream, it is also chonking along.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh,
Oh.
you're jumping into the taverns.
Well, you're not. The door didn't open. Like, I can't go in.
You have to actually go through the door space.
Yep, I'm trying.
Should I just delete the
Literally.
whole wall space to make it?
I'm literally pushing down on every spot. Oh. Was that the spot?
That's
No. You moved me in there, that's why.
y'all are great. Y'all are beautiful.
No, the door is not open.
I moved you. I'm sorry.
Why isn't it letting me go through it? Like,
He's
door.
stuck in a room he's not allowed in. I'm not sure what happened there.
It's D&D. All right, stop moving your token so when I grab it, we don't fight each other.
Suddenly, a goblin teleports into this guy's room.
All right,
I mean, that's what
so you're
Nibbles
there
does.
and go down one.
I am not touching anything.
oh, it's because I'm doing both of us at the same time.
Okay.
It's only a one-person room size.
way the hell
Yeah,
out.
it's a one-person door. Gotcha.
Yes.
Man, Spoopy's room's so much nicer.
Is it?
It's really, really not.
I thought I copied
Have
and
you
pasted
seen
them all
my
pretty
room?
well.
It's like exactly the same.
No, have you seen my room? It's trashed.
oh man, I have so many red lines to delete. Thanks,
Well,
Will.
Highlight all. Delete. Delete us too.
Oh god.
Yeah, except tokens. Please don't delete us.
They're on the token level, so there's no getting around that. And this line, and all the people that went to their rooms, and the
Is there
headmaster.
just a single bed in here?
There is just a single bed.
Excellent.
How's that gonna work?
Been slept in worse. Worse conditions.
That's up to you guys.
We have no information on what the bodyguards are supposed to do. Like, it's not on any of the schedule at all.
Now you get the
I don't know
sense.
why I'm asking. I copied the schedule.
You've gotten the sense so far that bodyguards have not been acknowledged, talked to, at all.
Yep, we're trash.
You don't get your
We're
own
invisible.
bed or anything of the sort.
Would we know if bodyguards can walk around without their charges unimpeded and just ignored?
That's what I'm hoping.
Give me an insight check. With a 24.
Oh, yep. I got a 16.
With either one of those. You think that you are both being ignored here may be a positive in that you could maybe move around, but a negative in that no one's going to miss you if you disappear. Like you don't consider the rat when you stomp on it.
And some people stomp on rats for fun.
Some people, and especially in this country.
Finn's very good at getting away.
In fact, the headmaster would have said no murdering other students. Was probably was the specific words he used.
Okay.
Well, hopefully we can pass as students. No one will
Well,
suspect it.
What do we need bodyguards for then? Or is that
So
more of
that
a
other
guideline?
students have something to stomp on.
We have bodyguards so that the students now have something to bodyguard.
With the 24, granted, the word the rules matter if you get caught. Was implied.
So this is very Sith Academy.
Very.
So,
Very Sith
I was
Academy.
gonna say, so we're all Slytherins. Such.
Except for
I'm sorry.
Gwynna. Gwynna
I'm
is a
sorry,
Hufflepuff.
friendo Slytherins. I promise. I'm sorry.
Always Hufflepuff.
But that's much more Gryffindor.
It is true. That is way more Gryffindor. Anyway, we got off topic.
No.
I think we've made Gwynna mad.
Hufflepuffs can get mad.
Yes, we can. Anyway,
right. What time of day is it?
So you left the train at noon. It's arrived at the station at 4. Walking and this orientation and kind of getting settled in, it's getting on to early evening as you do hear people moving around in the hallways, doors opening and closing throughout this last hour. Now,
And who is next door to us? Was that Tess or
So next door to you,
not Tammy?
let's see. Your neighbor is Tammy. Across the street from you, you know it's the Yanti, but past that you didn't catch anyone. So how this is going to work is we're going to break each day into 3 segments. You have your class schedule for the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. So I'll essentially will ask you as individuals or you as a group what you want to do during the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. That could be go to your class. That could be skip class. There's also the nighttime cycle, which you could spend not sleeping. This is the way your class schedule will work is every week you will attend this 5-day schedule. There is no weekend. This will be on repeat. You have some free evenings built in where you can explore and you can chat. You'll learn something or participate in the classes as you need to. But I'd say we're just breaking it down into 4 chunks of time. So with that, we're on day 0, and we are into a free evening. You're all been settled into your rooms. It's a 1-bedroom, 1 desk. I believe is there a chair? Did I put chairs? There's no chairs, but a chest, a small crate for sitting and storage. Going into free evening, day 0, what would you like to do?
Is there a common room, like a rec room or a common room somewhere?
You know he talked about the tavern, and to find anything, just talk to your paper.
I am, ooh, can I talk to my paper and ask it to take me to my friend?
Do it.
The paper doesn't respond when you ask it to take you to your friend.
Does it respond if I ask it to take me to Clay?
It does. It lights up. And it creates another line.
Friends.
Oh, shit.
Wait, what?
It'll light up yellow, moving way down the hallway, and you're going to realize that your friends are really far away. You are on the opposite side of the dormitory space from them. As it pulls you down the hall, past the floating skull flame lighting up the corridors. Its eyes, a dull yellow. But that takes you down the hall to the north, past the tavern, which you hear a couple students are in there, or seem to be in there as you pass by. But past that, I'm just gonna wait for token movement for most of this.
Oh.
While that's all happening, Finn is going to turn to Clay. And the door is open or shut right now, Clay?
Probably left it open. I'm kind of absent-minded.
Okay. Master Clay, perhaps we should find our company and take a walkabout and figure this place out.
That
Finn is
sounds
gonna
like a
have-
good plan.
Finn is going to be like the perfect secretary with the board and the pen and the stuff. And as they're traveling, Finn is actively making a map and distance is based on pacing, like how many paces it's going to take to get to certain areas.
Okay. I need to move some cameras around, but since I've been focusing on the Roll20, thank you. Enjoy the rain for the 200 bits. I appreciate it. And Sadra threw in 5,000 into the abyss. So, as
I volunteer. I volunteer as tribute.
I'm gonna roll a dice. You don't get this is volunteers tribute.
See, I knew that if I volunteered, he'd say no. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, it is you anyway. as you're counting your footsteps, you step on a tile that depresses just a bit. There's a click, and a dart strikes you in the side of the neck. You take 1 point of damage.
Typical school.
As you lift your foot, the tile raises back up and molds into the floor.
Finn will mark this on their map and inspect it. First of all, is it poisoned?
Okay. There does not seem.
Feel anything.
Yeah, there's not seem to be any kind of anything other than blood on the tip. It is a razored blade. Like the needle's got razors. As you ripped it out, it's
Barbs.
right.
Ow. That's good to know. I'm gonna look around and see if I can see. Basically, looking for the trap itself. You said it molded back into the ground. Would I have seen that?
So the button that you stepped on, or the tile you stepped on, did raise back up. Give me a perception check. And that's what the Abyss does today, guys. Every episode, the Abyss is different.
Next time it'll be 20 damage.
At this time,
I don't like that.
Excellent.
It
19
can't be good every
perception.
time.
okay. As you look around, you see small holes in the wall. Little circles where the dart could have come out of, but there are many of them. They are littering the wall. A couple every tile or brick.
Okay. I'm going to keep. Is there any specific identifying mark about which one I stepped on that does what? Like the one that I stepped on, is it in any way different than the ones around it?
The tile that you stepped on, no, it is not remarkably different.
Finn is going to push the button again, but this time not like gonna kind of crouch you down so that they're not directly in the line of sight, and then press the button with their hand.
Okay. The button doesn't depress.
Okay.
You push down that tile and it doesn't budge. It feels like a normal tile.
Pull out a dagger and kind of like dig into the ground a little bit around it. Is there any mechanism, or does it seem like it was potentially a arcane thing?
Give me an investigation check. What are you doing while you're here? Clay, you're with her, or are you still in the room?
Well, I'm confused about where we are.
Right.
Yeah, we haven't actually moved because this happened out.
You're going to be in the hallway right outside your room then.
Okay.
You can
I'm
that's kinda
gonna
where I'm
stumble
standing.
upon this at some
pull
point.
everybody into the... Yeah, absolutely. We can bring everybody into the hallway. Who wants to be there?
You see Finn has a trickle of blood and they're just completely ignoring it.
And they're like fondling the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Looks poison to me.
With that investigation check,
Finn.
you can't tell. As you start to go in the tile, like it's stone tile, stone floor. It's not particularly. It's not like a square shaped tile. It's a piece of stone with the mortar in between, and you're like having to scrape away. You can't get your knife into it to determine whether it's mechanical or magical.
Yeah, I'm not trying to damage it at all. I'm just trying to see if there's any sort of lip.
Yeah.
And as our friends appear, I'm like, oh, well, that was quick. Careful where you step. They and I hold up the dart. Traps are a thing here. Isn't that delightful? I say, and I just wipe some blood and then just ignore it.
Interesting. I wonder if they are built in or if somebody is pranking.
Oh, it could be any or both.
Hey Casey, what's this thing over here?
Ping it.
So Finn,
That's a cat that just walked by.
that.
That's a cat?
That is a cat. A cat just walked by right outside the edge of your vision and just walking down the hallway and turns into the graveyard.
Found another pet. It's headed to the graveyard. Kitty cat. Yep, that's cool. How'd you find on that?
I love cats.
Well, keep in mind we do know a few or I don't know if you noticed. As you were speaking in that druidic language on the train, the tentacle-faced guy and it was the Yanti, snake lady.
Which way?
Which ones were?
Go ahead. Ask again.
Which ones were speaking or noticed and acknowledged subtly the draconic or not draconic, the druidic?
The Yanti and the Kraken.
Okay, I got a Kraken. They both seemed to at least recognize, potentially understand the druid. So my guess is you are not the only druids here, and be wary of stray animals.
You hear a crashing, a breaking of wood and a crashing coming from down the hall.
Which way?
Ooh, let's go see what that was.
Oh, probably the cat doing cat things.
It
Toward
sounds
the
like
cat or away from the cat?
Away from the cat, down the hall, towards the tavern.
Finn. Do you have that? Do you have that dice set on you?
I do, in fact.
Perhaps we spent this last night of freedom playing games in the tavern, and getting to know if any of our fellow students here are. How do I say this? Let us go and meet our new friends.
Excellent. I like that idea. I'm gonna go ahead, Nims.
I was just gonna ask if Jesse's actually coming with us, such I'm controlling Jesse.
I don't care how you phrase that, but she is.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna stroll over towards Nibbles.
Finn would like to, before we go too far, do a thorough sweep of the room and see if there are any good hiding spots for their shit.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
I am not a very good rogue. 18.
Okay. So there is as you begin to search around the room. What is everybody else doing while she's doing this? This is going to take a minute.
Headed towards the crashing noise.
Okay. I think I am standing in the hallway waiting for her.
Okay.
Finn would let you know that this is going to take a while and send you off with the others.
But what about bodyguarding me? I need a bodyguard.
I think you've got two.
Oh, okay.
And Finn will make sure the door is closed and preferably locked while they search.
Okay.
So this way?
Yep, come to us.
Oh, I see you now.
Is there any light in our room?
No.
Okay, I would have didn't.
He made a
like,
torch.
I'll leave the torch with her.
Let me give you torch vision.
Them.
So you have torch vision. It's going to be what's it, 20 and 10. There you go.
Excellent. Much investigate.
All right.
18.
So you will find something. It'll take you about 10 minutes. But you search all the obvious places first, under the bed, in the crate. But as you move the crate to the side, there seems to be a loose tile and a cubby hole that is empty. You're able to pull up a stone, and there's about a 1 foot by 1 foot hole.
Finn would stash the vast majority of their money there,
Okay.
keeping note of its location. Doesn't really have much else.
Okay.
Probably at least 2 changes of clothes.
Okay.
For obvious reasons. And then, yeah, that's about it.
Alright.
Yeah, once that is done, Finn will make their way over to the tavern.
Okay. So as you 4, 5 walk down the hall to the tavern, you get close enough, you hear an argument. And the human with the loot is standing over a broken loot. It's on the floor in pieces, the string holding together 2 chunks of wood, and walking away from him is or I guess slithering away is the Yanti, and she's shouting in common, keep your lute and your music away from my ears. It is sullying my peace and quiet. And she comes back over to her table, sits down back to Richard, the blonde-haired, bard-looking fellow, who is just fuming. He's clenching his fist, but he's not saying anything. He's standing there, and the Yanti brood guard seems coiled, defensive and ready to strike as you kind of walk in on this scene.
Boy, it is tense in here.
So the loot was destroyed by River the Snack Lady.
Yes.
Is it beyond repair?
It looks, yes, absolutely.
Is it beyond a mending spell?
Probably not.
Is there a
How
barkeep in
stealthy
here?
are you, Finn?
Finn doesn't know. Finn is just looking at it, and I don't know if Finn actually would know about mending.
It'll be a few minutes before you catch up to the scene. This would be just the moment they walked in.
Is there a barkeep?
So as you walk in, the room. There is on the right side. There's a platter of food and drink, kind of open buffet. Meats, cheeses, vegetables, full spread. Behind
Nibbles
the bar,
goes crazy.
and every piece of food you pick up replaces itself with the same food item.
I'm so happy they don't say bar guards can't eat.
Oh, I would be very upset.
Okay. I'll get some drink and food and go sit down.
Okay.
I will do the same, but I'm gonna go sit down next to the dude who now has a broken loot.
Hey, boss man. On the stream, nobody can see what's going on the map.
Right. Thank you. There's a lot of space to move around.
I gotcha. I just
see it now. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Nibbles will spend the entire time eating endlessly until he can no longer.
Give me a Constitution saving throw. And Finn, you walk in now as Nibbles is just picking up platter after platter of food. Are you sitting down to eat it, or are you just eating at the...
Oh no, I'm eating right there. Just nom 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 nom.
All right. The
Eating my feelings.
the Varhalis, the Kraken man, looks impressed. The River looks disgusted and leaves the room. Dirty, filthy...
River is the one that broke the thing?
Yes.
Okay.
She says something about dirty creatures, and her and her bodyguard will leave.
I'm
You're
gonna
leave
wait.
all that table on food
Talk
on the
about
table.
Talk about a power move.
I'm gonna wait for them to be gone and then maybe ask my friend what he was playing. My new friend, the lute playing friend.
So you
What
sit down,
happened?
and he's got his hands on his face, and he's rubbing his face, and he goes, I don't know if this was such a good idea anymore. It's my lute, my gift from my father. I was practicing every day, and I was just trying to liven the mood, and maybe this place isn't so nice.
Finn would like to make an insight check
Sure.
watching this.
Go ahead.
This seems very out of character for what they were expecting. Area. Finn doesn't notice bullshit because Finn is, to be fair, that's fair, because Finn is over here peeking through this door trying to figure out what's in here. I was literally doing that, so Finn is not paying any attention.
Okay. What you see in there is a kitchen that is magical and automated. You've seen the Mickey Mouse sweeping music, the sweeping thing. Yeah, it's doing that, but it's
Fantasia?
cooking. Fantasia. It's cooking the food, and it seems to be moving faster and faster as the food it dumps off to the side, disappears, and if you look over, it's reappearing as fast as Nibbles can eat it on the table. In
I
fact,
will win.
what was your Constitution saving throw?
A 19.
So you actually start eating it faster than it can be replenished, and after a couple of grabs, you notice it's not instantly repopulating.
Faster, faster.
As you start to work your way down the table, it does start to reappear. But you are, after like 5 minutes, you find it very hard to continue.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit more.
Give me a second
All right.
Constitution saving throw. But yeah, that's what he says to you, Granite. You get real sleepy.
I get real sleepy.
No, he does.
No,
He's-
No,
Nibbles
Nibbles.
gets real
Food
sleepy.
coma.
Did you? Sorry,
Go for it.
I was just gonna say, did you definitively answer whether this loot was beyond mending or not?
I said probably could be fixed with mending, yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Which
I'm gonna
is
go.
exactly what I was going to ask you.
Oh, I
Clay.
see. Well, I'm gonna wander over and sit down just because I kind of I kind of follow Granny around a little bit. But
Who is the dude up in the center top of this room?
That is Varhalis,
Kraken.
the Kraken guy, and his face spider, as he is sitting there eating a meal and keeping to himself. He did grin at Nibbles earlier.
Wait, was Nibbles oblivious to this? This sounds right.
You were eating a lot of food. I assumed you were, but
Yep, this sounds right. Okay.
yeah.
You
Crazy
said it.
eating.
You said it was a gift from your father. How long have you been playing?
About a year.
Oh. Can I see it?
Yeah, it was,
I'm
you
gonna
want to
pick
get
it up
the dustpan, or okay.
and I'm gonna hand it to Clay.
So you're having to like scoop up multiple pieces of it since it's shards, but yeah.
Can you fix this?
I believe I can, yes, or I could give it a try anyway.
I
I
mean,
can't
what is the
guarantee
worst that
anything.
could happen? It can't
The
get
worst
much
that can
worse.
happen is it's still broken. So I'm gonna do this whole. I'm gonna take it and gather it up, kind of into a, pile on the table, right?
As you do, like the strings are twining, and you see him wincing.
Oh yeah, I'm like, I'll tell him, be calm. This will be fine. And so,
This can't get worse. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
okay, so I get out my 2 lodestones, right? And I start. Oh, you can't see my hands. I start doing this over it, right?
Okay.
And I do the incantation and everything, and I cast mending.
Okay, so as the spell releases, the pieces begin to shift and adjust, and almost like puzzle pieces, splintered puzzle pieces, it begins to reform whole. And as it does, you see that the strings uncoil or retighten along the end, and in a matter of 6 seconds, it is reformed into a whole lute. And Richard's
1 minute spell.
Shh, it's a very broken loot.
at the end of the minute, it takes 6 seconds, and the lute reforms.
There you go.
And Richard's eyes go from a little sad and curious to ecstatic, and he's happy, and he says, "Oh, this is wonderful, wonderful. What is your name? Is there a trick behind this? What do I owe you?"
Just maybe don't say it in front of that woman anymore.
That's
Yes, that is my guidance too. My name's Clay.
I'm Richard. Nice to meet you.
I am Granite.
Nice to meet you,
What is
Richard.
your name? Oh, you say Richard. Where are you from?
Oh, I am from the capital.
Oh,
Is that where we came in from? Like, or
That is the
Where
city
we
here.
are, right?
It's where you are right now.
yeah, that's it.
It was Where is it that you're from?
I'm from Octun.
Ooh, Octun. That's what is that at?
It's south. It's a very small mining community.
What about you? He looks to Clay.
You've probably never heard of it, but I'm from a very small town called Rockton.
They're not very good at names down there.
Oh, you
The
noticed,
DM makes a
did
joke
you?
about himself.
You noticed that, did you?
I was told we had the name first.
Are you like neighboring towns with like sports teams that go head to head? What is this?
No, it's very, very, very small, just a waypoint in the middle.
Well, it's nice of you. You've made it. You've made it to the capital. Good for you. Do you do you do things? I play the lute.
I apparently repair loots.
I like to hit things with a hammer.
You are going to find the schedule very difficult if you just repair loots.
Hmm.
Hey, Spoopy, thank you.
Someone got my Witcher reference.
Yeah, I never played them, so I'm playing it.
What
should
classes
really
are you
start.
taking? Perhaps we have classes together.
Oh, schedule. Yeah. Let me look. Maybe we do. I would like to learn more about hitting things with hammers. That sounds barbaric.
Is there a candle on the table?
So what there is in this room is one flaming skull that is lighting up the majority of the room.
Okay, so no candles.
And a
or
torch.
anything. Okay.
And your torch.
Oh, you have a torch.
I do have a torch.
Just-
Okay.
I would be back over here hanging out with you now that I'm.
I'm
done with the
gonna
kitchen.
I'm gonna look back over at wherever Finn is.
Right behind you.
Oh, you're
You turn
right
around
behind
and
me. So
"Ugh."
I'm gonna look over my shoulder and I'm just gonna, do this and snuff the torch with Druidcraft.
Okay. Yeah, your torch will go out, and I'm even gonna take the time to turn it off. Bam.
See, you've ruined me. Now all I can think of is the Witcher going. When
Is this room lit or is it not?
It is lit by the skull in
It's
the
lit.
back.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And anybody's dark vision. And the only light.
And anyone
we've seen
who's
so
drunk.
far- And it, yeah. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Food.
And then I'll look back at Richard and say, I think I'll do okay.
You've got some talent. Good luck. It looks like I have introduction to protection tomorrow. And divination 101.
Oh, we're in the same classes.
That will be good to know somebody there.
What do you have on day 2?
On day 2, I have radiant spells.
Oh
Evo
no.
101.
I have I do not have. I have enchantments. On
I
day
have
2.
prayer hall in the afternoon and kitchen patrol duty in the evening.
It does not look like we're going to have the same classes every time. But that's fine. That's fine. You meet new people. You repair their loots. Hit them with hammers. No, don't do that. That sounds horrible.
Well, I never like to see. I'm not one to see a musical instrument destroyed for no reason.
Do you play, Clay?
Oh, do you play? Do you want to play?
I probably not, but I could give it a try.
Yeah, I could teach you to play. Here, hold it like this. And he puts it into your hands and starts trying to place your fingers on a chord. All right, this is the we'll just call this chord 1. All right, remember this. You got chord 1.
Chord 1.
All right, now how about this one? And he moves your fingers to a second position. Try chord 2.
Okay.
All right, now do you know how to strum it?
I've seen lutenists use all of their fingers. Is that?
No, so you must use your dick. No, I'm kidding. Of course, your fingers. Use your fingers.
Well, I've seen.
You are a kidder. I like you already.
I've seen some that were looked down upon that only use their thumb, but I have dexterity, so I would like to try the thing where you use all your fingers.
All your fingers. We'll start with
All 11.
We'll start with the thumb, and then we'll work with the fingers.
Very good.
And it says, all right, strum it 3 times.
3 times I will strum it. Blang, blang, blang.
Now switch to the other chord and strum it 3 more times.
I try to remember the other chord.
Go ahead and give me a performance check.
The other chord was 1, right?
Yeah, it's chord 1 and chord 2.
Did he say what the second chord was? Did he just say chord 2?
Yeah.
Not like chord 4 or chord 5. Sorry. Player's a musician.
Yeah.
So is the DM, but
Can I, will it, hold on.
That's about right. That's about right. So you play, and he's just like, 1, 1, 1, do, 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 1, 1, 1, do, 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 and he's trying to get you into this practice maybe later.
Finn is keeping an eye on the door in case a very particular snack comes back in here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Where's my...
Nice.
Marky one. I'm very perceptive. I'm terrible at investigating, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, you see Yeti standing outside at kind of at the corner right there. I'll move your token. At the corner right there, and he's just leaned up against the wall.
Do I see his compatriot?
Nope. But you do see the Yeti leaned up against the wall.
Okay.
He seems to be looking out. He looks at you.
I make eye contact. I don't say anything.
He grunts. I feel like every time I want to do Yeti voice, I feel like Chewbacca. That's not Chewbacca, but that's Yeti. I don't know if you know that.
Finn will give the subtle head nod.
I know.
Bodyguard.
He does have that guard posture, as if maybe his charge is somewhere nearby.
Okay.
Well, I think I have to use the restroom again. And I'm going to try to leave the bar.
Yeah, you definitely can.
And head south.
Okay. Are you? Is Gwenna coming with you?
I don't think that's totally up to her, but I said I'm going to the bathroom. As I move forward.
Gwen has been watching you. She watched you like eat yourself sick, and now you're leaving the room, and you can kind of like see her go, "What kind of bodyguard are you?"
And last time he went to the bathroom, he vanished.
Yeah.
Second to
Last time was on the train.
Oh, that's
Before
right.
that, he vanished.
That's right.
Did you say that loud enough for me to hear it? What kind of bodyguard are you?
Yes.
The kind that knows you're in the company of the rest of the group. Now I've got to go. And I run down the hall.
Okay.
Finn is.
Do you know where the bathroom's at?
Nope.
Finn is gonna follow, kind of at a distance. Oh shit! I can't see. Never mind. Finn's not gonna follow. Well,
You have a torch.
You can see the end of the hallway.
you turned my torch off.
You can turn it back on.
Do I have a lighter on me?
I bump his knee and run farther.
Okay.
Sounds like Gwen is going after Nibbles.
As
No, she's just gonna shout after him.
Okay.
Yeah, Finn would follow. Finn does not want, and nobody goes anywhere alone. Buddy system is important. Finn would follow.
But I wanted your dice.
I probably would have already given them to you. You said you wanted to play.
Yes, but
Granny.
you are the one with the rules. Yes.
Beholder just takes a bag out and drops on the table, and it's a bag of dice.
Do you know the rules to this game?
I do.
Will you teach me?
Sure.
Oh, never bet with someone who makes the rules. Finn isn't
Ooh, I
there.
would like to get in on this.
all right, so Nibbles, as you run down the hallway past the Yeti, the door opens to your south, and
Bet that's the bathroom.
Durant walks out. He's shaking his hands off. There's water coming from it. He goes, "I think somebody lost their goblin."
That's a funny one, sir. You're so clever.
Finn just kind of appears out of the shadows behind him and just kind of stands there in the background, being all very like, bodyguardish.
Ah, aren't you?
The bodyguard.
Oh, point of order. Finn is female at the moment.
Okay.
Like, noticeably female.
Noticeably female? What do you mean by noticeably female? Like,
Pretty.
You're pretty?
Like-
You're being pretty? Okay.
Being pretty, being I mean,
Extra
still wearing the
voluptuous.
armor, not like
The armor, boob armor?
boob armor. No, I'm wearing
Yeah, I
my
was gonna say,
regular
do you have
armor,
boob
but,
armor?
Okay.
but like long hair pulled back.
Chainmail
into
bikini?
a
It's a
gentle
little
braid.
cold for that, don't you think?
That just enhances.
I need
No,
the
never mind.
I need
We're-
the dude chainmail thong with the big pouch.
I have. Never mind.
Dude, chainmail banana hammock?
Chainmail banana hammock.
Ooh.
And that is the new title for this episode.
Banana hammock.
That feels very pinchy.
I feel like we got to get Nibbles one of those.
To wear under his dress.
Yep.
All right, so we
Do any of us hear Durant in the hallway speaking?
He's not being particularly quiet, but if it depends on how quiet you're being.
He made mention of Spoopy though, so I know Spoopy's around.
Yep, Spoopy is very quietly standing behind you, basically following you.
I will literally go into the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, he'll get out of your
Nice.
way and he'll start walking down the hall past you.
And Spoop will stand
This is the
just at the
bathroom this
doorway.
way.
No, that's the Durant looks
Down
and
here.
says, no, it's the graveyard. You don't want to
Oh.
go there.
Excuse me, you're
Yeah.
a big one.
Oh, jeez. Good luck. Hope everything comes out okay.
Down here is the bathroom where I am.
Oh, yep, I'm super lost. All right.
Finn will just stand outside the bathroom
And let me go ahead and scroll down a bit for the rest of the chat.
so they can all watch Nibbles go
Nibbles.
to the bathroom.
Let's go to see the bathroom.
That's a stall. That's a stall. That's a stall. That's a bed.
So what you have as you come in here, there is running water at each of the sides. It's just this constantly running, almost waterfall. There's a tub that already has warm water. You can tell it's hot, warm water. It's steaming up a bit. Looks like buckets of clean water on tables and dry towels. There's a drain in the corner for relieving oneself, and there's these little half dividers on each side.
Do you want me to roll for it, or I'm good?
You want to roll for
Pee
pee?
in the tub.
We are role playing going to the bathroom.
I think we're
Hell
fine.
yeah, we are.
Unless
I am
you-
good, and I'm out of here. That's a real nice place. Looks like you could take a bath in it. That's at Finn.
Finn just chuckles.
Does this world segregate bathrooms?
That's what I was gonna ask. Is there gender identification?
There seems to
on this
be
bathroom at all?
no gender identification or segregation here.
Good.
Not that Finn particularly cares, but
It's a good old Starship Troopers bathroom.
I guess
Ooh.
we're heading back. Were you chauffeuring me? I appreciate it. Oh, what's this on the ground right here?
I will say in the
That's
in
the floating skeleton with
Goblin?
the light.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
it's,
I thought it was the cat.
I will say in Goblin, buddy system is important. I don't think any of us should be anywhere alone, at least not until we know what we're doing.
Yeah, I guess. All right, let's go.
All right. So you move your way back
Also-
up. Go ahead.
I'm just posting a picture of Finn right now.
Oh, please
Oh,
do.
nice.
Ooh.
Over in show discussion?
Mm-hmm. Or in group 1.
Oh, group one.
They are well, she is at the moment. That's pretty good, except that I don't have, the crossbow.
Got it.
So I should probably.
Very, oh, what's that vampire hunter?
Helsing.
The Helsing. Very Helsing.
Female
Helsing.
Female Helsing. Yeah.
Fem
Helsing.
Fem Helsing. There we go.
Finn
Finn.
Helsing.
There you
I'm
go.
now Finn Helsing.
Here now. There's the image in the chat.
Yeah.
So as the night wanes on your day 0, in the new seminary, Varhalis ends up leaving, and a couple of other students end up coming in and out. If you want, you have an opportunity to, let me pull up where's my thing again? You have an opportunity to talk with Constantine and her shadow, or Tobias, as they will take meals and leave in the evening. But otherwise, a quiet night as Richard continues to try to show Clay how to play for as long as Clay's willing to keep trying.
Oh, I'll try.
Okay.
And I assume me and Granny are playing dice.
Once
Yes.
Finn gets back, Finn is totes playing dice and calling him on all of his cheating.
So we can roll this quick dice. So this game will be played using d6s. You may roll, or you should roll now, 5d6 each of you. If you
Can we put bet? Oh,
you can
I was
put
gonna
bets.
say bidding.
Well, we'll teach you the game first, and then you can decide.
Teach you the game first. Okay. Wow,
Alright.
that's a really good roll. That is a really bad roll.
And
Well, unless you know the rules might be different.
so then we need one more roll. Now each of you can choose however many dice you keep and however many you re-roll. And then you set the dice you keep to the side and you re-roll the new dice. So if you want to and you're going for high score.
I'm gonna obviously roll my ones.
Okay.
I'm gonna re-roll just my 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna re-roll the 2s.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
So how the game works is you'll place an initial bet. You'll roll your 5d6. Then you'll place another bet. And then you'll re-roll. And the highest number takes all. Ties split the pot.
You re-rolled your 2s. It got the exact same average.
Yeah.
So, put in, what is the initial pot going to be? What do you all decide it's going to be?
Having been someone who gambles, what would a friendly game
Coppers.
be? Coppers. Okay. Maybe like a silver then. Excellent.
Peanuts.
Okay.
Peanuts. Are we betting peanuts?
I'm
The
gonna walk
chicken leg
over.
on them.
I'm gonna walk over to the table and look for a dry snacky food and bring the whole bowl back over to the
You
table.
bring a bowl of pepperonis.
There we go. We're playing with pepperonis.
Playing with pepperonis. Excellent.
I take a look at them all gambling. Like, that's not real gambling. I walk away.
Aw. Nibbles, dear, do you know this one?
I do a lot of gambling.
Great.
called?
That's a good one.
Who has proficiency with dice?
I do.
If you have proficiency with dice in this game, that means you will roll one additional dice with your d5. Or you roll 66 instead, and you're taking the high 5. The re-roll is normal.
I also don't want to roll against them because I also have the gambling feat, and that's like more, and I just don't want to. So I look
You took
for
the
an
gambling
excuse.
feat as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Remember
Wow.
I made bank at that one place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's a good role-playing feat.
Alright, so I re-rolled my 2s, so it's 23 total for me.
20 total for the
I'm
first
going
one.
to-
Do we? And then I'm gonna re-roll. Do we need to declare bets before we roll again?
Well, if we
wait,
were
no,
doing
mine's
this,
not
if we were doing this
23.
nice and slow pace, you would declare bets initially. Then
Yeah.
you would roll, and then you
We're
would declare
betting
bets again.
pepperonis.
Essentially, we're gonna pick a winner, and that's who wins for the night and gets all the pepperoni.
25.
I'm gonna re-roll 3 of my dice.
So I got 21 total. I was wrong, 21.
21, 25, and
I'm working on it. I'm not
yeah,
so great with
take
math.
your time. This will be how dice
it's
will be
exactly
played.
the same. 23.
Okay, yeah, this is how we'll do it if you play dice with other students for higher stakes in the future. And we'll take it a little slower. But over the night, the 3 of you play dice, and Beholder ends up taking all the pepperonis by the end of the night.
I take a bite.
Ooh.
Not
Start
even
stealing
subtle.
his pepperonis. Okay. I was gonna say it comes with a stomach ache at the end, but
Yeah, I was gonna
He'll cast-
assume we were all just eating pepperoni too.
when he catches you taking one of his pepperoni, he'll do druidcraft to make it smell like a skunk.
I'm rolling sleight of hand.
Okay.
passive against your passive perception, I think that wins. Or do you have a
Passive
higher?
perception is 16. Yeah.
Yeah. She manages to steal the first pepperoni without you realizing it, and then you realize there's not a pepperoni there anymore, and you catch future pepperoni attempts.
She just wanted one.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do for the evening?
I might, as soon as this game is over, I will probably retire to bed.
Okay. Anybody
It's
else?
been a long day.
Long day of sitting on a train.
Oh yeah, I'll walk Jesse or
Gwenna.
Gwenna back whenever she was ready, because Nibbles had his fill.
Actually, I'm gonna go talk to this person and just say hello and introduce myself.
Okay. How would you do that?
I would walk up to them and say, "Why, hello. I am Granite. What is your name?"
You're talking. Listen, you're adorable and you're tiny, but I am not in the mood.
Oh, I'm sorry you are not feeling well.
Mm.
Perhaps when you are feeling better, we can talk.
Yeah, sure, probably. Yeah.
Wow.
And she'll turn away from you like 90 degrees and go back to her plate.
Wait, which one is this that you're talking to?
This dude, right? Yeah, that one.
Constantine.
Finn is paying attention to all of this, obviously.
Okay.
I'm
that's what Finn
kind of
does.
just observing.
Observing. Okay. You'll notice the
because Clay is an introvert.
Okay.
So
you'll see Constantine walks in, fills up a modest plate, sits down. Her shadow seems to be a secondary shadow to her own. Her shadow flickers in the light, but kind of like Peter Pan's dancing shadow, the second one doesn't follow her. It's dancing around, wrapping around things, stretching over to the ceiling, but sticking close to Constantine. Tobias walks in and scans over the food and starts picking at the seafood section. Pulls out some oysters and some shrimps. His bodyguard, the sea monster, sea spawn, will do the same behind him. Less elegantly, more like Nibbles. Grabs the whole bowl of some sea creature, tentacle looking thing, and drags it over to the table and sits down and starts eating it with his hands. Tobias, the large fish guy, will sit down and they'll start chowing on their food. But they'll do it very quickly, and then sit back and start also observing. But if there's no other interactions for the night,
just learning people.
all right. So the first night will close on day 0 in the evening, and you all retire back to your rooms? Question mark.
that's what I do.
Yeah, Beholder's gonna follow Granny wherever.
Yep.
Once, before they leave, Ben is going to get everyone, and very, very quietly say that they found a hidden space beneath the chest in the room, and they should all check the room. And I would say it very quietly, probably to each of them individually.
Okay.
So as not to be like, huddle, guys. So.
Yeah, too easy. Absolutely. And with that,
And then,
please.
I was gonna say, and then once Clay is in bed, Finn is gonna wander the halls a little bit, not
Okay.
super far, but like again, continuing drawing the map.
Interesting. Okay, we'll handle that one. What do you got, Jamie?
I want to wave at the fish people before I leave. Like overly friendly, wave at the fish people.
Give me a charisma check.
I like that we called you the snooty one.
Right? I only get snooty when I'm mad. Just wait.
That's fair. Oh, I get it. I got it.
You said charisma. That's not a good roll.
Okay. The Tobias will let forth a hearty laugh, and his tongue will come out, slap his eyeball, and fall it back into his mouth, and then he'll wave at you.
I will laugh and clap.
That sounds like a Tobias.
and maybe give him one of these.
Finger guns.
Give me that last charisma check again at advantage. Okay. He is going to lean back in his chair and put his hands over his heart as if he was just shot with something.
This is Tobias?
Tobias. And he's going to continue his heartily blah, 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 blah.
And then I go to bed.
Okay.
And maybe try to, like, pay attention for as long as I stay awake to see if my neighbor to the right ever goes in and out of his room during the night.
So your neighbor to your right is... Oh, wait, you're down there.
Oh, it's our
Mark.
I already went over there.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and move you to your room.
I'm standing in the doorway, Granny.
Did I not open the door?
No,
Yes? Okay.
it's open. I was just standing in the doorway so she could find it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not even trying right now because this thing is huge.
It is. A good reload every once in a while helps. Just moving everybody to their appointed room so I leave off in the right spot.
Finn needs a torch.
We'll make you a torch.
And when I believe, and I'm gonna pretend to be sleeping, I think Tuna and Gwenna, thank you, are asleep. I am going to try to sneak out, and if I run into you, Finn, god damn it.
Okay. Well then, let's see. Both of you roll me a d6, and we'll say if you get the same number. No, a d4. A d4 is more reasonable.
Yeah, that's more reasonable.
So the door, you both open the door very quietly after your partners have gone to sleep, and you, each of you. Actually, let me do something real quick.
I have a torch. I'm very easy to notice at this point.
Yeah, you see the light. You both look out. You see the light flood the hallway. You see Nibbles step out. Nibbles. You see Finn step out. Almost the exact same time after your partners have fallen asleep.
Funny seeing you here. I just have to use the bathroom again. You
Finn will
don't
just
need to
kinda-
follow me.
You can
I don't
ask
know
for
what-
privacy, you know that, right?
Okay, I want privacy. You stay here.
Well, I'm gonna do what I was gonna do. You go do what you want to do. I mean,
Deal.
buddy system is important, but there are
Yep.
other people around.
Yep, we never saw each other. Gotcha.
We
Bye.
never saw each other. Okay, bye.
All right. Which way do you go, Nibbles?
I mean, you can have me wander if you want, or I could try to be like, I go back to the graveyard I saw in the beginning.
All right. You want to go back to the graveyard? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you wander and see if you remember where the
Great.
graveyard is.
Yeah.
But the first thing you're going to notice at the end of the hall,
Goddamn
is-
cat.
the flaming skull. The eyes aren't a dull yellow anymore; they're a bright red. And I will say the distinction, because I missed this. There was a bell. There was a bell signifying the difference between evening and night. No one has mentioned it, but it feels curfew-like. The skull is no longer dull red. The eyes are now flaming and bright red rather than dull yellow. Yeah, they're bright red. That is of note. And it looks like Beholder's wandering. Is Beholder wandering the halls too?
He was going to, yes.
You're welcome to do as well. I just need to make sure I'm tracking your movements as we go.
Yeah, no. He would be avoiding the light, though.
Okay, so as you exit, there
Yeah, I
are...
Oh, go into the light.
He'd be doing it pretty stealthily, though, is what he'd be trying.
Okay.
So let me roll a stealth for you.
Would you like a stealth from I would assumably do the same.
If you'd like to try to be stealthy, yes.
Okay.
All right. So what I'll tell you, with the 22, these skulls, you got a sense earlier for their they have a light range of they're broadcasting light 30 feet out, but they react to you 15 feet out. 15 feet out is when their eyes would follow you during the day, when they would recognize you in a position. And the skull, down to your left, in the intersection, is just far enough away, let me make sure I move them and get that right, that you could enter the bathroom without entering that range. The skull to your right side is completely covering the intersection. And same for you over
Can
here.
you ping the ones you're talking about?
Okay, yep. So the one here for Beholder is that 15-foot range would just allow him to go into the bathroom. The one on the other side is completely blocking the intersection. Up here where Nibbles is at, same thing. The skull is 15-foot range, is blocking an intersection, but it would allow access to this door and this door easily. And then the one on the corner by Finn, you notice the same thing with the eyes, especially with your passive perception, is blocking the intersection completely with its 15-foot like ICU range.
Okay. And I would also know the whole like 15 feet is when it was reacting earlier.
With both of your passive perceptions, yes. And I'll let you decide how your characters put that together yourselves, but you do get the sense that they track at that range.
As for Nibbles, anytime he's in the darkness, he's going to be that 15 stealth. Whenever it's the light, he's going to try to be casual because he's not going to try to avoid any light. Like, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. I hope I don't die.
Beholder's gonna move up into the entryway.
Okay. Yeah, you see the fountains are flowing. The water looks clean, otherwise empty. There are, as you turn the corner in there, you see that there are 4 skulls in between the statues to your right. Also something to watch out for. Nibbles, 1 second.
Yep, I'll slow down.
But the statues block line of sight directly to the side, though.
They didn't react when you walked in. You seem so.
Okay. Okay.
All right, Nibbles.
What happens?
Roll initiative.
God damn it. Good thing I'm a barbarian. Initiative.
Ba-bum-bum-ba-bum.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
It's
All
alright,
right.
I'm a barbarian. I'll just keep saying that until it works.
Until it works. So as you walk into range, the red eyes flare even brighter, and a set of magic missiles fly out from the creature. It's a total of 3 darts, right? Yep, 3 darts fly out and strike you. Each of them dealing this plus 3 damage, a total of 9 damage, as you're struck with 3 bolts of energy that shoot out almost from the flames itself of the skull. Beholder, from down the hall, no, you're good. You're at a distance where you're not going to immediately hear this, but any screams or shouts from there, you'll be clued in and dropped into initiative. Nibbles, what do you want to do?
Yep, got what I wanted. Alright, I'll have a new tactic for this.
And just use my movement to run away and see if it can hit me from over there.
Okay.
I didn't count that.
All right.
But I can go 90 feet right now.
All right, where would you? I mean, that's much. You can go much farther than that if you'd like.
I didn't count that. What was that?
Okay, one more step.
Yep, much more.
All right. This is good. This is learning. And let me go ahead and scroll down the map for everybody. And zoom it out a little bit. Zoom out a little bit more, because you are 90 feet away from your enemy, who is not having any of it. Because on his turn, it will move a total of
It can move.
40 feet, which is I need to measure this. and a little bead of red shoots out, sticks to your back, and it blossoms into a fireball.
What? Oh no!
24 points of fire damage as the fireball erupts in the hallway. I would say, Finn, from here, you see the edges of the fireball, since it's funneled into the hallway, pop out of the intersection.
And I probably would hear this.
You would too. Both you can enter the initiative on whatever you roll.
God damn it! I need to scream at them first.
Am I about to lose my bodyguard?
I hope not. I mean,
Oh.
he has hit points, right?
22 left.
Okay, yeah, he's fine. I mean, how many fireballs can this thing cast?
All of them. I don't want to fight it. I was gonna run, you fucking asshole.
Question: How long has it
Guardian
been?
shit.
How long has it been since I've seen that flaming skull? And can I figure out that it was probably that one?
Yeah, I'll give you an, yeah, you'll know. Backtrack. It's behind you.
Okay. Would I? Okay.
Actually, the explosion would have come from in front of you at this point. You would have heard it more to the
Okay.
front. You would know that it's to the hallway to the left because you heard it from both north and south. We'll say that.
Okay.
Did you? I need you to hit your token when you hit the initiative. Did you do that?
I did.
Oh,
I'm on there.
beholder.
He
How
has
do
it
I do
rolled
that?
Okay.
in. Select your token,
Okay.
and then in D&D Beyond, hit your initiative.
Oh, so I have to roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Second
Also-
combat in this campaign.
Question first for him. Question. Fireball is a dex save for half damage,
Yeah,
or
it
is
is. You're
this
right.
a
Thank you.
special
Please
fireball?
roll your dexterity saving throw. I completely forgot.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it was because that magic missile.
Yeah, it was. I was not in the right mindset. Yeah, absolutely perfect. Perfectly good to tell me when I've screwed it.
So, as a rogue, I need to know when I get to roll a dex save.
And I have an advantage on this, don't I? Because it's a fireball.
Something
Are
you
you
can
raging?
see, right? Or is
Yeah.
it-
No, it's regular or raging. Is it?
I'm pretty sure that's. Oh, I thought it was dangerous. Let me go look.
It could
that
be.
was
I
like-
just don't remember.
Unarmored, reckless, danger sense. You have an advantage on dex saving throws against effects you can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Cool.
So
So
back
go
to
and roll
abilities and saves. Dex. And then dex again. Oh, Jesus. All right, I take all of it.
Hey, that'd be good. Nothing changed, but good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. All right, so in that order, 14 is going to be... So it would have been this order, but it was the skull's turn. Nibbles.
All right.
Does this make any noise? Like, would we wake up?
3, 4,
Um,
5, 6,
The fireball
7, 8.
isn't noisy on its own.
Okay.
So
The roasting goblin is probably noisy.
Right. You might be hearing something in the distance. Go ahead and give me and we'll do the old school here. Perception check at -10.
At minus 10. Okay.
Old school 3.5 sleeping perception check for now.
as I rear the corner, I yell at Finn, "Go to bed! It's coming!" And then I use the rest of my 5-foot action and my standard action to open the door, close it, and
Nope.
technically I could take a bonus action to hide. Can I hide behind my door?
Yes.
You can't take a bonus action. You can take an action to hide.
No, my bonus because I'm a goblin.
Oh, I apologize. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Wait, your door. Does that mean my door?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I feel like these are go to bed alarms.
I mean, I'm a go to bed alarm. Go to bed, Finn.
Okay. Finn,
Damn
what
it.
do you want to do?
I'm never gonna get that right.
So,
You did see a burning goblin. Flames being patted off of him as he shouted that.
yeah. Finn would have been already in this time kind of testing the limits.
Sure.
Conscious of the 15 feet. They would not have she would not have gotten within the 15 feet.
Okay.
But is also like tracing the walls for any more holes in the walls, anything that looks like it could be a trap. Probably would have started off this direction
Okay.
and then was working their way this direction, and that's when a
Perfect. Give me an
gorged
investigation
goblin
check.
showed up. And Finn would have been taking their time.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. You see many things in the walls. You see slits. You see more holes. It looks like a variety of traps could be sprung out of here, but you don't find any mechanisms. It just looks like, hey, a blade could swing out of here, but I don't see a blade in this right now. A dart could be thrown out of here, but I can't see any darts on the inside. You're not finding panels. Hard to keep track exactly what's going on here, but there's a lot of places traps could be, and it looks like every square inch of the wall could contain a variety of traps.
Traps everywhere. Gotcha. Sweet. Also, of course, looking for the mechanisms, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and you're clear as you're doing this. As you're taking your time, because you're moving slowly, you're certain before you see the holes that there's, okay, that's not a mechanism, I'm good. You move forward. Okay, that's not a mechanism, we're good. There's no hole, there's no, this button doesn't push, I'm good. And you're kind of doing that. So if you take your time, you can find all traps.
Finn would have stolen Clay's quarterstaff and is using that to push buttons from a distance.
Perfect.
Because 10-foot pole is something every inventor should have, and I totally didn't grab one.
So going back to your initiative, what would you do?
Finn would presumably see that, and you said to go to bed?
Yes.
It's
Go to bed.
Yeah, that
It's
way,
coming.
the other way, yeah.
And I see he is smoldering? I smell burnt goblin?
You do.
You did see the radius of the fireball.
Yep.
I am a troublemaker here.
Finn is happy to step back inside at hearing that, but is going to leave the door open and poke their head out and just kind of like.
Okay.
And that would be, they would be waiting to see what's coming.
Okay. Noted.
Through the cracked door, not
Through
like
the cracked door, right. Trying to, too easy. Beholder.
Maintaining his stealth, he would slowly creep across the graveyard.
Okay.
As I'm assuming this is the graveyard.
It is the graveyard.
Okay.
Oh, it is? Oh, I was that close?
As you move across the graveyard, it's dark by only the light of your... Where are you? Are you an elf? Half elf?
I'm an
What elf?
Okay, so
What elf?
your dark vision, you rely on all the colors go muted. It's very still here, especially you hear the heat of stone cooling in the distance, but there's a very sudden meow as you pass a cat in the graveyard. Nothing special happens, nothing crazy.
This is Norris.
There's just
Does
a
it,
cat.
does it see me with my 22 stealth?
It does.
Oh, okay.
Oh my.
It just
I'll
looks
go
up.
cat.
I never thought this was a normal cat.
It just looks up, and then ignores you.
Not acknowledge it.
Okay. Is that where you stop, or do you keep moving through the graveyard?
That's where my 35 movement ends.
Okay. You didn't want to move any farther?
I would move up to the door and peek out into the hallway if...
Yeah, you
Your
have
standard
use your action as movement as well. You can
Okay.
definitely make it there.
Cool.
And what you see at the end, what's your passive perception?
16.
You see Finn peeking out the door on the other side. You
Just
see
a little finger wave.
you see the flaming skull on the right side that was always there. And then for the sake of time, minutes pass, and the flaming skull that was chasing him doesn't appear around the corner.
After a little bit of time, I would probably work my way down towards Finn.
Okay. Yeah, it seems calm. And as you go to that intersection, you'll notice the flaming skull is back in its original position.
Okay.
Finn would probably, once nothing was happening, step back out, see be coming at her, and just kind of meet halfway.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Did you see Nibbles? Did you see what happened?
I did not see him. I was in the
Hmm.
graveyard.
We were never there. No, I'm sorry. I'm not listening to this.
Well, there's apparently a blast of fire, and then he came around the corner scorched, terrified, and ran into the room. Said, "It's coming. Go to bed."
Is he smart enough to stay out of the eyesight of the skulls?
Finn doesn't say it out loud, but shakes their head no.
You guys are only guessing. You probably aren't smart enough either.
I'm actually pretty smart.
Finn is a bit intuitive. Finn will pinch their brow again. Well, at least now we know a little bit of what they do, though. We should definitely set some ground rules if any of us are going to be sneaking in the middle of the night. You seem to be doing rather well. What did you find?
Nothing at the moment. I'm just exploring. I came through the graveyard.
Oh, anything interesting in there?
Just that cat we saw earlier.
Have you seen any other animals?
Nope, just the flaming skulls. And the sounds of
Skulls,
fireballs
cats.
and screaming.
Excellent. Okay, good to know. Be very careful because, and Finn will point out
Thank you, Cranky.
the fact that there are traps literally all over. Cranky!
Woohoo!
Thank you. But yeah, Finn will point out the traps, explain that maybe moving a little slowly, make sure you're careful with where you step. And let me know if you find any pattern to them or if anything triggers. Keep an eye and keep a thought of what happens. Yes?
Okay.
Excellent.
Sounds like a plan. So he'll kind of explain his route that he took
Okay.
to add to your map.
Yeah.
Or he could take you back through if you wanted.
Yeah. Finn will compare map and stuff.
Yep. It's the second door past the hallway, first door, and it's through the graveyard.
Do we know that Durant is a paladin?
Yes. We were told that from the beginning.
Okay.
Well,
I rewatched episode 1 recently.
Was
so
Durant the paladin? Am I?
which
Durant's
Durant?
the son.
Durant is the son.
Oh, Durant.
He's our
Sorry, I meant Durant is a paladin.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll probably say I think they're keeping the paladins and the casters apart on different sides of the compound.
That would make sense as our player can't remember. Yanti. Our serpentine friend is across the hall from us. We've got 2 druids and 1 other who speaks druidic. I think they've split us up by type.
Because
by class.
we're neighbors with Durant.
Interesting. You interacted with him at all?
Only seen him.
Only seen him.
I don't think Granny kind of interacted with him. No.
I walked past him, but I haven't gotten with intent to see if I could pick up any of his energy or personality and never got an answer from the DM.
Oh, what were you asking?
When we first got here, my path led me kind of past Durant, and I wanted to go out of my way to make sure that I passed next to him to see if I could pick up the general energy of him.
Okay. Did you give me an insight check for that?
I did not.
I can give you that.
To be a little preoccupied.
You were moving a ton of tokens around.
Yeah, it was a big mess. Where's inside? Right there.
You should see what I'm doing in between.
I can imagine.
Gotta be alive.
Spreadsheets for days.
All right, so with that insight, he seemed somewhere between serious, confident, cheery.
Did I get any sense of mean?
No.
Okay, that's what I
Um,
was looking for.
Okay.
Um,
You two up there?
B and I were talking. I did actually run into him in the hallway. I didn't say anything, but he was coming out of the privy and saw Nibbles and made a humorous comment that someone had lost their goblin, and then he saw me. And what did he do? He just kind of acknowledged me. Like, how? What was the interaction?
He studied you for a brief moment. You were being. I was thinking at the moment you were being very, very serious and edgelord. So he smiled and walked away.
Okay, I would express that.
That was
I wouldn't say edgelord so much as just like proper like here I am.
Because it was the same time I was looking at the photo, so I attributed everything you were doing at that
you know
moment
what?
with the photo.
I am super okay with that.
Okay.
Total edgelord.
But he smiled. He didn't think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not a bad impression.
No negative, no confrontation.
No.
Very little interaction.
He looked
Finn
at the
would
goblin,
express
looked
that.
at you, and
Okay, I have to add that to my list.
Okay. Cool.
And then Finn would take just a tiny bit more time, get whatever map they can, staying out of the skulls, and mark where each of the skulls seem to stay, and then head back to room.
okay, too easy. And anything else for the night?
Beholder will make a comment about how everybody's schedule has a free evening because he was paying attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we could do some free exploring around the skulls tomorrow evening.
I wonder if it's just bodyguards or they'll attack students as well. I guess we'll have to find out.
I'm going to assume they'll attack everyone. Because
Yes,
they said
they definitely seem like
because they
curfew
warn
and-
even the students to be weary at the after hours. They didn't acknowledge us, and you're saying Nibbles got attacked, and Nibbles isn't a student, so. And they said
I
made
think we
comments
should all
about
be very
surviving.
careful.
So okay, so after this, Beholder will see that he can't go anywhere else in this hallway except to the mess hall.
Yep.
Or the tavern, and he'll head back to the room.
I would take note that there were in fact skulls in the tavern as well.
Okay.
There was one. Yes.
One.
So you make your way back the same way you came?
Yeah.
Okay. The one thing you notice as you're moving past and going back to your room, as you get through the graveyard, you get through the entryway, back to your hallways, you spot the cat again.
Okay.
The cat is almost directly under the skull, lounging and stretching in its light.
In the hallway.
Which one?
Now, if you keep moving, it's
Oh,
okay.
over here.
right there.
Perfect. Okay. Cool.
Jamie, you had
Okay.
something?
You're muted.
I would like to search my room for a hiding spot.
All right, give me an investigation check.
I'll aid you with that because I would have done that before going out.
And I was giving you information earlier about it.
Advantage. Oof.
Wow.
And Beholder also investigate.
Yes, I will let you roll as well.
Okay.
You are you because you are doing the investigation. You're definitely in investigation mood tonight. You would have definitely double checked her work. Okay. I assume after watching her do a spotty job of it.
It's fine. I'm just gonna hide it all in my plate armor.
As you begin to search the room, you check in a spot described earlier, there's no loose stone. But you take your time, and you're pretty meticulous. You get to the bedpost, and it's one of the bedposts is a screw cap. As you turn it, it begins to come loose. As you open it up, inside, there is a long, slender wand.
Ooh.
Okay.
What did you find?
I think it's a
Fortune cone.
wand, but I don't know what kind it is.
Can I cast Divine Sense on it? Will that do what I think it does?
I don't think so, but let me look at the
Nope,
wording.
it doesn't. I had to reread it.
Okay, yeah, that's just fiends, angelics, things like that.
I don't think I have a spell for that.
Okay. Well,
I can detect evil and good. That's about the closest I could get.
It's an evil wand.
Evil is very.
okay. I'll probably just stash it away.
Okay.
And then I'll probably tomorrow I'll probably drop it off with one of our 2 druids and see if they can figure out what it is.
Okay. Too easy. All right. Anybody else? As the everybody drifts off to sleep for their first night, in the morning, I'd say the sun rises, but you're underground. As the morning comes and everybody begins to wake up, each of your through the hallways you hear a bell, loud enough to act as an alarm for the morning, and that's where we're going to leave off today's session.
We survived the first night at the academy.
We totally added almost 40 more minutes to that because I heard you about to call it too, huh?
I was whenever the night ended, yeah, but y'all wanted to explore, so let's explore.
Level 6.
Yeah, actually.
Yay!
They're gonna start going a little slower, but you may be 6 now.
Yay! Finn didn't die. Finn didn't get caught.
Right?
I've been worried about it for literally all week, and I'm just like.
Running was definitely your safest option. There were, just almost all the other options were very dangerous, and
yeah,
a lot of those were character re-rolling dangerous.
Yeah, I was aware of that. I am glad that I chose to run. It was kind of a last minute decision. I was like, I might be able to talk my way.
Negatory.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish I had seen where that, what would have happened, but I'm glad I'm alive. Let's just say that.
Oh man. So yeah, we've made it to what I thought was going to be the first session. Which is great because I don't have to do a lot of planning for the next one.
Yay.
We will we'll go ahead and plan that in the chat afterwards, like we always do, guys. So say goodbye to everybody at home.
Goodbye, everybody at home.
Goodbye, everybody at home.
We're dancing.
Thank you for watching.
See you next time.
Next time.